Alisson Becker has signed for Liverpool Football Club for a fee in and around £67 million, a world record transfer for a goalkeeper. Once again, we've renamed tonight's show Between the Sticks in honour of Alisson. I'm joined by Cash. Cash, are you excited?
I'm absolutely buzzing, Craig, to be honest with you. I think just having it announced just now as we're about to come on was just a lovely twist of fate. And to be honest, I just, it's not an exaggeration to say that this does complete this Liverpool team. It really does. It's a signing that's needed to happen for years and years and years. And at 25, there's just so much time. Alisson has so much time to become the best keeper in the world at this club. And he wants to do it at our club. And I think it's amazing. It's an amazing show of intent. It's an amazing show of ambition. And it's just class that we now have this player coming into the new season. Like, it is amazing. I feel like I'm in a bit Twilight Zone. It doesn't feel quite real, if you know what I mean.
It really doesn't. I mean, let's think back over the past couple of years, Cash. Me in particular, I've been whinging like a little bitch, moaning and crying, trying to get a new goalkeeper. And I've been banging the drum for Alisson for about 6 or 7 months. But, you know what, if you asked me 6 months ago if I thought it was going to happen, I'd be honest, hand on heart, I'd have said there's no way we're going to fork out that much cash for a keeper.
Well, that's it. Like, I think, you're, as you said, you're whining like a little bitch, which I can confirm has happened.
Absolutely. I can definitely agree. Like a little bitch.
Well, you know what? I think, like, you might have been whining about it 6 months ago, a year ago. We've all, as fans, we've all become completely, like, impatient with the goalkeeping situation at different points. Now, for me, the cut-off point was absolutely the Champions League final, and so...
People in the chat, Cash, are asking, is it official? It is indeed, guys. It is up on the official Liverpool website. Alisson is a Liverpool Football Club player. You can celebrate like the rest of us motherfuckers because this is happening.
I mean, there are 4 articles on the Liverpool website. The 4 sort of top ones are Jurgen Klopp on Alisson. He's one of the world's best. Alisson, that night at Anfield influenced my decision. The next one reads, Alisson reveals a special text message from Salah, and then the last one's a photo gallery from behind the scenes at the medical. So realistically, how much more real can it get? It cannot be any more real. It's so real. I can touch it. I can feel it. And as I say, it is just class. I feel like it's that real. I almost feel like a tangible sense of relief. Like I almost feel like physically relieved because I just feel like, no, we're not going to go into every game shitting ourselves. It's going to be such a nice feeling.
Cash, this will solve our goalkeeping issues for the next 5, 6, 7 years. We spoke about the fee. Look, people are worried about the fee, I suppose, the world record for a goalkeeper. But let's think about Virgil van Dijk here. We signed Virgil van Dijk for another world record fee for a centre back, actually a defender in general. And nobody now says anything about that fee. It's just all about how good Virgil van Dijk is.
Look, I mean, 2 points on that. I think, for example, Virgil van Dijk, if we don't have Virgil van Dijk, we don't go as far as we go in the Champions League, no question. So if we don't get to the final of the Champions League, we don't recoup the amount of money that run gave the club. So if you look at it in that context, we've outlaid that amount of money for that player, but that player has paid back that fee and then some by catapulting the club to the final of the Champions League, or helping to do that, and generating huge amounts of income that way. Like, football is a cyclical thing. Like, you have to speculate to accumulate. And I think with the goalkeeping thing as well, people do talk about fees. I think some Liverpool fans are worried about the fee that we've paid, but I think more realistically it's other fans. And you know what? I say fuck them, because realistically, if any other top 4 team were going out and doing that, their own fans wouldn't be saying, "Oh,
What's
it's
up,
immoral to
everybody?
spend
You're
it."
very welcome.
That's my phone, excuse me.
Oh, no, it's quite alright. As I say, if it was Chelsea or Man United or whatever spending that kind of money, their own fans wouldn't be saying, "Oh, it's so immoral to spend such a world record fee." When that morality argument only comes to the fore, when fans are jealous, let's be honest, look at that team. If you were a rival club fan, wouldn't you be jealous? I know I would be.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm going to go into the chat, Cash, because I want to see some happy people. I want to see some comments. And Sean Lund says he enjoyed Cash's podcast today. So, Cash, that was your first time hosting a podcast. You did a brilliant job, and the feedback's been top notch.
Oh, great! Thank you very much. Sean, as I say, like I was a little bit. I wasn't as polished as Craig, like because obviously Craig is a veteran and he's so good at it, and I'm trying to like learn from the way Craig does it and adapt, become better. But for a first attempt, like I was reasonably happy with it. So thank you very much.
As I said to you before, Cash, you did better than me. You didn't throw up. So your first attempt certainly went better than mine.
You know what? Yeah, I can't really argue that I didn't throw up. But, as I say, we all react differently to things. I don't really know what to say to that. I might throw up now because I'm so fucking delighted about this signing. I might throw up in joy.
I'm looking through the comments here, and you know what? It's such a thing of beauty to see so many happy people. Evan Guest says we've now got the most expensive goalkeeper on the planet. As I said, Sean commented on your podcast. V8 says I'm watching the Roma game. It's recorded and I'm loving it. Joseph says Craig, great bloody show of intent from Liverpool. Shown we're one of the best clubs in Europe. Sean says, weren't the same with you, Craig. Is the Alisson deal official? Yes, it absolutely is. Alisson's interview is coming up on LFC TV. Guys, my head is gone. It's absolutely gone, Cash. I'm over the moon. This football club of ours is really going places. And you know our good friend Mark Goldbridge over on the United Stand, that absolute tool.
He's a pure wanker, him.
Did you hear his rant today?
No, I haven't heard it yet, mate. What has that bread bin got to say for himself now?
He said Liverpool Football Club are an absolute joke. They've spent over £1 billion in the transfer market since the Premier League started. They're absolutely bottlers. There's no way they're going to win the league. He said they haven't won it for 30 years. They're absolute shite and there's no way they're going to win the league. Do you know what? That motherfucker's scared.
Oh, absolutely. That's pure fear and jealousy. That's all that is. I mean, realistically, I don't really think we're going to be worried as a club. Either Klopp, the players, or the fans. I don't think any of us are going to be worried about that little freak show who lives in his ma's attic slagging us off. Like at the end of the day, he is just jealous because his manager doesn't play a formation; he plays a bus, and he's just jealous because we've got more dynamism in our fucking back line and our goalkeeping than they've got in their entire fucking team. So I don't really take anything he says with any level of seriousness because ultimately they're just jealous that we're coming back and our era is going to re-begin and theirs is over because they've got that megalomaniac in charge.
So I'm sorry I'm looking down at my phone here, people, but it's absolutely lighting up like a Christmas tree. So many people around the LFC family are happy. People are sending me messages still saying, Cash, they just can't believe it's actually done. It's done. It's over the line.
Well, that's it. It is bizarre. I'm just currently sort of flicking through all the different commentary on it in the articles. I don't even know what to read. I'm just like, shall I read the interview? Shall I look at, the pictures? Shall I look at Alisson's Instagram to see if he's changed his bio? He hasn't yet. But it's like one of those things. I almost feel like it's like when you were a kid and you asked for the big present for Christmas. Like you thought you might not get it, but if you don't ask, you don't get. And you get it. They get you that MacBook that you've always wanted when really you thought you were getting a Dell. And then you get the MacBook. And it's better than you ever imagined. That's what I feel like this is like. I feel like I finally got a good Christmas present in July.
I feel bad for you now, Cash. I'm going to send you a nice Christmas present this year. I feel you deserve one.
Thank you very much.
You know what? Somebody actually said to me last night, and I mentioned you on the stream, somebody said to me, Craig, you're a funny fucker, you should do stand-up comedy. And I said, look, you know what? I haven't got the balls to do it because it takes real guts to do that. And then I told them about our very own Cash who does do stand-up comedy. And you know what? A lot of the guys here are local and in Liverpool, so maybe now is a good time, Cash, to give yourself a bit of a plug.
Yeah, I guess so. Obviously I perform all over the place, sort of mostly open mic level, but I do a bit of paid work. And yeah, my act name is just my name, Cash Boyle. You can find me on YouTube. I've done a few things, particularly for Hot Water, that have been well received. And yeah, if you ever want to come and watch me, I publish and say where I'm performing on my Twitter page. So you can follow me at Cash Boyle. And yeah, obviously Liverpool and comedy are my two main interests. So hopefully the listeners like me for one of those things, if not both.
So I love you for all of them, Cash. I absolutely do.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Dave was saying that he's so happy that a little bit of Sex We just came out.
Here, look, Dave, me and you and me both, hon. You and me both. I mean,
have you got Ladywood, Cash? Tell the truth. Have you got Ladywood for Alisson?
I I actually do, and it's weird because like sort of saying that you've got wood for Alison kind of sounds a bit like you're yearning after like a middle-aged sort of like spinster, named Alison. But actually, I'm not going to lie, he's a good-looking man as well. Like I was just looking at his Instagram
I
there, and he's got that
fucking
whole
love
like
that he's got a beard, Cash.
he's tidy. Like he's like you just want to like run your hands through it, don't you? Like I know I do. Like I know, you know, if any of the listeners feel like they want to run their hands through Alison's beard, that's natural, lads and lasses.
I'm sure
you
he
know, it's a
wouldn't
natural
mind. I'm
feeling.
sure he'd let you.
Oh, he looks like a very affable chap, doesn't he? Like he just looks like he just looks like he's just happy to be, just happy to be alive. He's actually got a cool background. His wife's a doctor, and he's got like a young daughter and stuff. And
Oh,
he
sweet.
seems very like, he seems like a very like dedicated like family man. He did an interview where he said, you know, about how his wife has basically always been his backbone and his support, and you know she's moved everywhere to be with him, and he's always supported her when she was doing her exams and so on. And you know, it's obviously I don't think she has to practice. I don't know how that affects her ability to work. Obviously, moving country with him, but you know that be that as it may, it's quite nice and refreshing to see a footballer marry someone with real substance, and I really like that. And as I say, it sort of feeds into the argument that Klopp looks at people and players, but people as well. Do you know what I mean?
Cash, you know what? We're going to win the league. I'm saying, I've said it, people.
Oh.
I've said it now. We're going to win the league. That's how happy I am. Look at this bald Irish idiot. Look at the joy across his face. I mean, guys, this is brilliant. Do you know what, guys? I'm so happy that Mrs. Cop Jaffer may even get lucky or unlucky, depending on which way you look at it.
Oh, you know what? We could. I don't know if Mrs. Cop Jaffer really. I think she's tired. I think she's already probably in bed. You know, you've got two very, very like high maintenance kids. She is a busy woman.
She really is
But,
a
you know,
busy
maybe you
woman
can go
and a
like,
patient woman.
maybe you can go and try and like, you know, grab a little side boob, see where it gets you. But,
Yeah,
you know,
that's a good idea.
at the moment. Yeah, I think wait till the stream's over, because I don't think she's going to allow you to do it whilst you're on the stream, and I don't think the listeners would appreciate it either. But afterwards, go for it.
Good stuff, good advice. El Chapo says, Craig loved the new shirt. You know what, guys? I ordered this a week ago. I've been dying for it to come. I ordered the one that has the Champions League patches on it as well, which I really like. And you know what's the best thing about this, Cash? There's absolutely no Western Union patches on it because there's no space.
Really?
Yeah, I got the European patches and there's no space for Western Union patches on it, and I'm delighted with it.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, obviously, the sleeve sponsorship is what it is, but it's not something that like the absence of it really means anything to you, I'm sure.
Look, guys, I know we played tonight. I know Liverpool beat Blackburn Rovers. We will get to that a little bit later on. This is going to be another long stream, so don't worry about it. But at the moment, it's all about Alisson Becker. The news has to be all about Alisson Becker. And do you know what? I had to take a minute, Cash, to talk about Karius. I do. I have to take a minute here to talk about Karius. And all in all, this was probably a good thing for him. This will give him a chance to kind of go under the radar, build up his confidence again. And I have a feeling that Klopp might give him the cup games.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's interesting because it's just one of those things where what can Karius do now? Like, there's no way he's now going to remain as the number one. And it's interesting because I was just trying to find a tweet. Well, find the Liverpool Jurgen Klopp's reaction. Sorry, and there's nothing in his reaction when he's gives his his bit to the media team. There's nothing that says he's coming in to compete with Karius. There's nothing that says he's coming in to contest the position. Like it's like he's one of the best in the world. When there's a chance to sign a player, that you've got to do it. It's one of those where he's clearly been brought in to be number one straight away, with no hesitation. And what can you say about that? You just have to, if you're Karius, you just have to take your licks, because despite all the outstanding issues surrounding that performance in the Champions League final, and I'm not denying them in any way, but despite all of those, Alisson's just a better keeper than him. All ends up, regardless of the scenario. So it's what can you say about that? You've just got to accept it. And as an athlete, he has to compete or try, and he has to be professional, and I'm sure he will be.
Chris Byrne says, Fakir Friday tomorrow, and Mrs. Cop Jaffer will need a new hiding place.
what, like under the stairs? Not like you found her, didn't you?
Do you know what
You
tends
found
to
her.
happen? Honestly, hand on heart, what tends to happen is these streams go late at times, and I'm on here till 12, quarter past 12. So my wife is putting Lucas to bed, and she generally ends up falling asleep in his bed, and I don't see her till the next morning.
Oh, the romance is the romance dead?
Oh no, I absolutely love my wife. She's the best thing in the world. Oh, you know, Cash. I've had
Yeah,
many conversations with you about how amazing my wife is. Anyone that puts
yeah.
up with me, they deserve whatever they ask for.
Here, look, you know what? Like, to be fair, I've never met Sabrina like face to face, but the way you talk about her, like, she just sounds like everything you want in a life partner, which is what you are. You know what I mean?
She doesn't like
Although,
football though, so she's a bit shit in that sense.
you know what though, opposites attract, and to be honest, imagine if there was two of your level of intensity in your household, it just could not work.
That's true.
I think,
Uh,
I
Skip
think that yin and yang is very important.
Skipper Dog says you better have a yellow top for the last day of the transfer window, Craig. Buddy, you fucking know I do. If I have to come on here full chav style in a Liverpool shirt with a yellow tie, you best believe I'll be here for that transfer window final day. I love me a transfer window. I really, really do. Cash, do you know what? We're going to get double transfer window closure this summer because we're going to have the one for the Premier League closing on the 9th of August, I think, and then the one for Europe that will close on, well, whatever date they close, the end of August.
Yeah, I think the La Liga and all the others, don't they close on the 31st, like sort of as normal, and then obviously we're the 9th. But I think like for me, it was interesting though is that I do think most of our business is going to be done well before the 9th of August. If I'm honest with you, like I think I really want to see you in a yellow shirt as much as the next person, Craig. But I do think there's an element of our business that'll just be done.
Yeah,
Like,
I think you're right. I think you're spot on.
And I think that, well, I mean, if you want to wear a shirt and do a live stream where we make fun of the fact that all of our rivals have done shit or negligible business, then I am quite happy to engage in that.
You know
Because,
what?
I do think there's... Sorry, go on.
Speaking of shirts, guys, guess what showed up today? Where are we? There we go. Craig has now got what's this way? His Diet Chav t-shirt. So my Diet Chav t-shirt showed up today. So tomorrow I'll probably be sitting here, full on Diet Chav t-shirt, like I promised, with my Diet Chav mug. And Diet Chav is launched, Cash. Diet Chav is the future now. There's no stopping it.
I've got a can of Diet Chav here with me, and it was Diet Coke, but I've taken a Sharpie and I've crossed out the Coke and I've written HAV, so it's Diet Chav. And I believe in the brand, Craig. And I think
I sent Mrs. Cop Jaffer shopping today. Well, I sent her. That's the wrong thing. I can't send her anywhere. She does what she likes. But she decided to go on a bit of grocery shopping. So I did out a bit of a list of stuff that I knew that we needed. And I actually wrote Diet Chav bottles and Diet Chav cans. And she didn't even question me. She knew what it was.
it's because she knows you're absolutely addicted to it, whether it's, called Diet Chav or in its previous guise as Diet Coke.
Absolutely. Do you know what, Cash? I know you were at work and you didn't really get to see much of the game, so thank you for coming straight on, by the way. I really appreciate you coming on and giving up your time. But I have to say, looking at that Blackburn game, guys, and I'd love your opinion on this as well, what stood out to me in that game, particularly in the second half because he came on, was Naby Keita is an absolute monster of a footballer. The dude can do everything. He can press high up the field. He can win the ball. He can play intricate passes. He can set up goals like we've seen tonight. He knows where the goal is himself. Cash, we've got a superstar on our hands.
Well, that's it. I think like if you look at all brilliant teams being built upon a great spine, like look at that spine now. You look at Alisson, Van Dijk, Keita, and obviously Firmino as your number 9. I just think Keita is that midfielder that we have been yearning for, again, for years. It's not been as big a problem as the goalkeeping position, but we really did need a player of that level. And he has come in, and particularly tonight, and as you said before, I didn't see the game, but from what I've been reading, and I will watch it later, he's just of a caliber that is above anything that we have at the club. And that's not to disrespect, the midfielders last year that had brilliant seasons, but he is 23. I honestly think he's just going to be like an absolute patron and soldier in that midfield for 5-6 years. Why not? It's within his abilities, and he just looks like, anytime I've seen him play, he just looks like he is intent on destroying everything and everyone around him, but in a positive way.
Couple more people joining in the chat. We've got Jimmy. Good evening, Jimmy. Who else have we got that's just started? Money is in. Ben is in, Aaron is in, Harry, Jono, so many people joining in the chat. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I hope you're
Hi,
enjoying the
guys.
news that Liverpool Football Club have smashed the world record for a goalkeeper. They said to Roma, how much do you want? 67 million? Will you take 50s? There you go. No problem, lads. There you go. Send Alisson over. The private jet's there. The hospital's ready. He's in and out, Cash. One day and he's back on his holidays.
You know what? Every player, I do feel like every player deserves their holidays as well, and I'm glad that it's been done, been announced, and he can go back to doing what he wants to do while he's got time off, because you know it is a long season, and that's good. As I say, what a life. I mean, I live in Liverpool. I went to work this morning from my house to
And the
work,
private
and
jet.
then back to my house. Where was my private jet? I ride a fucking bike. You know, I feel like, whereas today, or in the space of 24 to 48 hours, he's been in Sardinia, Rome, Liverpool, and back. It's a good life. It's the jet set lifestyle. You can't argue it. And yeah, I think it's I just feel like I'm sort of like in a bit of a daze, to be honest with you, and I think it's an Alisson-induced daze. And as I said, it just, I don't know, it just has the ability to solve so many of our problems. So many.
My thoughts go out to Imran Khan at this time, buddy, because the whole summer you've been writing in your teams, you've been putting in the goalkeepers, you've been putting in the full starting 11. Now, buddy, you can lash Alisson in there and know for a fact that Alisson is Liverpool's goalkeeper. So Imran, as soon as he signed, I thought of you, buddy, and I said to myself, that's it. He can put in Alisson now in every team stream that he puts up. It's absolutely brilliant. Did you know what, Cash? I have to point out somebody else in this game today that stood out. He scored again, and he's starting to make me doubt myself, and that's Danny Sturridge.
Well, it's interesting actually, this, because if you don't mind, I'm just going to plug an article that I wrote for about this, because I actually wrote yesterday about the upcoming American tour and how, because Bobby Firmino isn't there and won't be there, it's an opportunity for all the strikers at the club to prove themselves. And like the tone of the article was very much that, of the strikers, Sturridge is the best. Sturridge has been the best in pre-season, and Sturridge should be the one who is the actual backup. You know, this season, should he be able to stay fit? And I think, look at his pre-season. He scored, what is it, 3 goals? Obviously 2 against Chester and then 1 today. But overall has looked really, really bright. And I think there was, from what I read online as well, there seems to have been a nice potential dynamic between him and Kaida as well. So, you know, you look at that and you think, it's got the makings. It's got the makings. And I think, you know, Chris, regular Anfield Agenda podcaster Chris, he'll be buzzing with this, but I think Sturridge really could have a part to play. You know, he can only do what he's doing at the moment, and I sincerely hope that he is able to stay fit and offer us something. It's great.
Did I see, guys, and I only caught a little bit of the game because I was recording a podcast and stuff, but did I see Andy Robertson with a beard? Did I see that? Have I seen Andy Robertson with a beard? Let me know in the chat. I think I did. As I said, I only caught bits and pieces of it, but I mean, I'm so happy. The more beards, the better, as far as I'm concerned, Cash.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, it wouldn't be unusual for him to want to aspire to be like his new #1 goalkeeper, Alisson Becker, but I haven't actually seen it. However, James Milner, being James Milner, will probably Instagram something about it later and make fun of him, like he did a few months ago when he was Andy Robertson was like really, he had sunburn, so he compared him to those sweets that are like pink and white. So I think there could be something like that coming along on social media. I hope so. James Milner's quality.
I do love me a bit of Jimmy Milner on social media, I have to say. He's been a fantastic addition to the social media land. Kaida looks so sharp today, says Kieran. Again, I'm just going through the chat because people are so happy. A couple of people saying though, Cash, and I don't want to put a downer on tonight because it's all about being positive, but a couple of people are saying that maybe this will be our last signing. A couple of journos are hinting that maybe there's no more business to be done. If this was to be the last dip into the transfer market from Liverpool Football Club in this window, would you be happy?
Yeah, I would be absolutely delighted. Look, I mean, this might piss some people off in the chat and so on, and it's not my intention. But for me, Alisson is more vital than Fekir is. So without knowing what's going on behind the scenes, if it has to be one or the other, the one that we've done, the Alisson one, it is the more vital one. So, you know, we don't know conclusively whether the business is done. But if it was to be, I think, you know, I would certainly be happy. And I think fans with the right amount of perspective would also be happy, because if you look at it, Shaqiri, Fabinho, Keita, Alisson, you know, that's a phenomenal window by any standard. So, you know, I think if that's all we do, I don't want fans, and I don't want other fans to be pissed off because the carrot of Fekir was dangled in front of them. You know, if Fekir had never been linked with the club, you'd be happy with this business. So if that's all the business that we do, I would just hope that fans get on board with it and just trust this manager, because I mean, look at that caliber of player. Like, just look at it.
You said doo doo.
Doo doo. I did. I did say doo doo, and then I made me think of duties, like, you know, like duty as in poo.
We're all
you know,
big children.
I am the most mature 27-year-old in all the land.
Do you know what? That makes me think. I just want to address something, Cash. Sorry for cutting across. Guys, last night we did a stream as usual, and we received a comment from a listener, and we like to take everybody's feedback on board, and we like to treat everybody respectfully. But the comment that we received suggested that we should stop swearing on live streams, and we do, as I said, respect everybody's comments. But from our side, the whole point of us coming on here is that we want to speak about football with football fans, the way we'd speak to our friends. And for me, Cash, speaking about football involves emotion. And emotion, a lot of the time with me, provokes language. And I have to say that all our podcasts are marked explicit on every podcast app that they're on. So we do let people know they are explicit. To the best of my knowledge, there's no way of doing that on YouTube. But, you know, for me, Cash, I feel like if I'm getting excited about something, I'm going to use language. It's just who I am. And I do apologise if it offends anybody, but I'm not going to change. I'm just going to say that from now. I'm not going to change. I've chatted to the guys. They're not going to change. All we can do is say, if it doesn't offend you, this channel probably isn't for you. And we do apologise, but Cash, we are who we are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like, for me, you know, what I curse, I swear. I'm not always the most, like, you know, finessed with my language, but the only thing that I wouldn't ever say or want to be part of a podcast that says is, you know, anything discriminatory against any protected characteristic or group in society. You know, so long as everyone's treated equally and the same, regardless of any kind of differences we have as individuals, I couldn't give a fucking shit what people say.
Well, that's it. I think respect is key,
know,
and we do respect everybody's opinion, and we treat everybody equally and respectfully if they treat us in that way.
Well, exactly, and I think, like, you know, I think language is part of expression, and that is to be clearly differentiated from, you know, language that's offensive in a discriminatory sense, which I don't think is right. But if it's just language to express a degree of emotion about something that we're all very passionate about, then that's fine, absolutely. You know, for me, I feel like if you made this sort of streaming process and podcasts too vanilla, it would lose part of its charm, because at the end of the day, there's enough prosaic bullshit sort of censored content out there. If you want that, this is not the forum for that, and you know, and that's fine, and that's someone's prerogative if they want something different. That's all I'd say.
Very eloquently put, Cash. I love your way with language. It's beautiful. Guys, you know what? I spoke about a negative from last night, but now I want to pull you back to a positive. Last night, between YouTube and other streaming sites, we had over 6,500 views of our stream. We had over 250 thumbs up, which absolutely smashes our record. So, to all you guys out there that come in and watch every night, that give us a thumbs up, that share the stream, that subscribe to the channel, that watch us on various platforms, from the bottom of all our hearts, thank you. It means the world to us. It gives us, on days where we're tired, maybe we don't want to come on, or family stuff isn't right, it gives us that little nudge, Cash, and that little bit of little kick up the backside to let us know that people do appreciate the stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, as I said before, like, you know, today I was at work. I worked like a 9-hour day. Obviously I work in a very busy restaurant, like, and you've got people who are whinging at you, who have got kids that smell, that talk too much. You've got grannies who don't like the way their leaves are arranged and they whinge at you, etc. and so on. But for me, you know, I finished work and I was thinking, well, I've got the stream coming up, and yeah, I am tired, and yeah, I probably will have a big pizza later on. But, you know, I genuinely look forward to it, even after a long day where people are bitching at me, because at the end of the day, it gives me joy to do this, and hopefully it gives the listeners a degree of joy as well. So yeah, to just echo what you said, Craig, we all have our own lives and our own respective issues and so on and so forth, but there's no doubt that this this forum that we've got does make our lives better, as well as obviously the listeners. And I think it's important that you guys on the chat know that we appreciate that a lot.
We absolutely do. And again, I want to give you guys feedback. So lots of people have been really generous and sent us some money on Patreon, on PayPal and stuff like that. And I'll give you the guys all those details later. But I want to just inform you about something. We want to be as transparent as possible on here. So what we're doing, the Patreon and the YouTube or PayPal money that people have sent us, that is now going to enable us to build the Anfield Agenda website. Connor is looking into that as things stand. And what we're going to do is, and I think you'll enjoy this, we're going to have a member section on the Anfield Agenda website. So you can go on there. It's going to be 100% free to join. There's going to be no fees involved whatsoever. All we ask you to do is just register your email address, make up your own password. You can then come in, and what that will do is that will give you access to our forum in there. So you can come in, look around, chat, meet other Reds. But most importantly, what it will do, it will give you access to a couple of streams a month that will be only for our members. So we will put out links, we'll email links to these streams out to everybody. Only members can come in and chat, only members can come in. It's just a little thank you from us to you for your support and for helping us. And what we'll also do is, we spoke about watch-alongs and things like that after the games, or during the games, excuse me. We're going to allow people that have signed up as members to come in and do phone-ins after the game. So we'll take your calls, get your opinions, stuff like that. It's just a little thing, Cash, for us to try and give back and let people know that the money they do send is being put to good use.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like, for me, it just blows my mind that people, feel that, their money, whatever amount it is we're a worthy source for that, because, we all work hard for whatever money we have, and, I know for a lot of people, like, that means a lot to them to, part with that money for us and for what we're trying to do. And I think the key to ensuring that trust remains is transparency, like you said. And, once again, I think it's important to reiterate that no gesture of that nature goes unnoticed or unappreciated by all of us, whoever's on the stream, and whoever's, involved in it. So yeah, thank you very much again.
So that Anfield Agenda website, look, we don't know when it'll be up and running. It could take us a while to build. Connor is the man, of course, that you guys know will be doing all this stuff. But look, it will be there. It will be interactive. We will put all our stuff up there. We'll give you links. We'll hopefully bring some partners on board as well and get you guys deals and discounts on things. There's a lot we want to do, but it's only because of you guys and the kind donations that you've sent. So if you do want to help us out, you do want to help us grow the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/Anfield Agenda. Or you can go onto PayPal and you can put in this email address, anfieldagenda@outlook.com. Or you can go directly from a web browser and put in paypal.me/Talk of the Terrace. I know it's not Anfield Agenda, it's Talk of the Terrace, Cash, but when you set these things up on PayPal, they don't let you change them.
Yeah, we don't care for PayPal, although we see it as a necessary evil. But yeah, no, we are obviously the Anfield Agenda now, but like you said, bureaucratic nonsense.
Yeah, it's nuts, but look, we do appreciate it. We just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to everybody, let you guys know what we're doing, what's coming ahead. We hope that's going to be great fun, actually. We hope the website allows us to keep in touch with you guys even more. Maybe send you guys out a newsletter letting you know what's going on. I think, Cash, you're going to be in charge of the newsletter, all going well.
Yeah, hopefully, as I say, like, we were just discussing that before we went on the stream. Primarily, although obviously I do the podcasts and the streams and stuff, arguably my best skill is my writing. So for me, it's a brilliant opportunity for me to contribute something like consistently to the Anfield Agenda, and obviously show the listeners and the people that watch and listen to podcasts, a bit of written content as well, because you can never have too much LFC stuff, and it'll all be coming from the same Anfield Agenda umbrella, and we can all. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. As I said, it'll be an opportunity for me to show myself to you guys, as a listener group, and hopefully, get to know each other more and more as we build this rapport. And it's great for me, and I'm really happy about it, to be honest with you.
So guys, look, we're going to go back to the LFC chat now, but we just wanted to take that time to say thank you. And if you are watching, just take a moment, give us a thumbs up. If you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, now is the perfect time to do so, because there's lots of content coming up. And by subscribing to the channel on YouTube, you'll get notifications instantly when we go live and of all our content. But Cash, just going back to the chat here, there's a lot of stuff coming out. Apparently the deal to take Danny Ward to Leicester for £12.5 million is done.
You know what? I actually think that would be a really, really good move for him. What's interesting though, Klopp has this ability to get really good fees for players that like really haven't done that much. Like if you look at, Danny Ward had a very good season on loan at Huddersfield, but that was over a year ago and he's completely stagnated since then. Look at Brad Smith, 6 million for him, 8 million for Kevin Stewart. Like it's absolutely obscene the kind of money that we get for these, these bit part players. It's mental. But yeah, I think for him it's a good move. I think if he was to have one question, it would be, why did you keep me here for another year and not loan me out when really I was never going to be your number one forever and ever? And I think as a player he probably has the right to ask that question. But again, he's not going into Leicester as the number one. Kasper Schmeichel's there unless he's leaving and we just don't know. Or there's talk that he may well be attracting interest from elsewhere, because he did have a very good World Cup. So I think he'd go with the club's good wishes. I presume there would be no buyback clause because we've got the best goalkeeper in the world for the next 6 years plus, so we won't need him. But good luck, Danny. We're losing so many Dannys from the Liverpool squad. Danny Ings, Danny Ward, Danny Sturridge might go out. Who knows?
Do you know what though? I secretly am happy about this deal. What I mean by that, I'm not happy that he's leaving the club. I really rate Danny Ward as a good goalkeeper, and I think I've said a couple of times on our pods and streams that for me the worst thing that could happen to Danny Ward is that he stays at the club and his career just frivels away while he's sitting on the sidelines because he's too good for that to happen. So a move like this to a club like Leicester City, I think it's a big step in the right direction for Danny Ward. And as you said, he will go with all our best wishes. Except when we play him, of course, we're going to want to smash him. But we do rate the guy pretty highly, and we wish him really well.
I think he's the kind of player that is maybe just that one level below a truly elite club. If you look at Liverpool, we are now, one of the top 10 teams, if not top 5 teams in Europe. Maybe 5. It's hard. I'd be hard pressed to find 4 teams that are genuinely better than us now. So let's say top 5. Danny Ward isn't maybe good enough to be a number one for that level, but that doesn't mean he's not a very good goalkeeper and can have a brilliant career elsewhere. My only question surrounds a player who wants to sit and be the number 2 and doesn't want to go and progress because, like you said before, Craig, he is too good for that. He's too good to just sit and get splinters in his arse. So realistically, he then has to want that move to go and be the main man. So, if that's Leicester, great. I think it's something that you've just got to support him with and say, well done, son, you've never caused us a minute of bother and we wish you all the best. Good luck to you.
Do you know what's great as well about this Alisson deal? There's so many things. I mean, we could name off 20 things that's brilliant about this Alisson deal, but one thing I like as well is the little dig we get to put into Manchester City now, knowing that we have Brazil's number 1 and Manchester City have Brazil's number 2, and I do love that.
Well, that's it. I mean, there were question marks. Pardon me, sorry. There were question marks over that, not because Alisson's not a brilliant goalkeeper, but because I think even with the best will in the world as a rival fan, you can't say Ederson's anything other than an excellent goalkeeper. Like, let's be honest. Brazil have got 2 amazing options there, and I think whatever Chiche's sort of reasoning is, he rates Alisson over Ederson. So, for us, obviously, that's a feather in our cap. It's interesting, I don't think Guardiola, it's hard to say whether Guardiola would have gone after Alisson had he been available last year. As it happens, he went after Ederson and it all worked out well. But yeah, I think we've got the most expensive goalkeeper in the world. We've got the most expensive central defender, and Man City have got Ederson and an aging Vincent Kompany and a terrible Otamendi. So I wouldn't be fearing anything in their rear guard over ours. I think our defence is now much superior to theirs.
Right, Cash, I'm going to talk a little bit dirty now for a minute, guys, so bear with me.
Oh, I'm ready.
Alisson,
I'm ready.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Dejan Lovren, Andy Robertson, Fabinho, Jordan Henderson, Naby Keita, Salah, Mane, Firmino. How does that sound?
It sounds like the kind of thing that makes nipples erect, Craig. To be honest with you, I think I do believe that team is just phenomenal, like phenomenally good. Like, what would you, how would you make that better? Like, how do you make that better? I don't really.
Maybe a little bit in the Nabil Fekir, or maybe looking to the bench and actually seeing that we have a bench now. We've got Adam Lallana there, we'll have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain there. And look, these guys are going to start at times as well. Obviously, we're going to have Sheridan Shaqiri there. We'll have Solanke there. We may have Sturridge there. Cash, this is looking like a pretty damn good squad that we're putting together.
Well, that's it. I mean, like, if you look at the bench, like, there'll be players there that were starting last season that may struggle to even get on the bench if everyone's fit. Now, obviously, the Oxlade-Chamberlain injury is very sad for him and for the club. Jurgen Klopp has effectively said that if he plays next season, that'll be a bonus. So, I'm going to go on the basis that you can discount him this season, sadly. But then after that, like, you've got players like Wijnaldum, who started the Champions League final. Who I mean, truthfully, if everyone's fit, he probably does get on the bench, but he's not guaranteed to get on in games. Adam Lallana, potentially the same. You look at striking options. For me, it's highly unlikely that both Sturridge and Solanke will be on the bench. When has Klopp ever really brought on two strikers in the course of one game, unless he's changing the formation to accommodate two up top? It seems unlikely that more than one will feature on the bench. So you're looking at players that will struggle to get into the matchday squad, but ultimately, like, that's what you want. You want players who are completely unsure and insecure of their place, and that's what drives them to be better at the end of the day. And as I say, that first 11's like mouth-watering. Like, that is like, look at previous first 11s we've had. Like, that is absolutely like pristine.
This is going to get better because tonight just gets funnier and funnier, guys, as we go along. Cash, there's people on Twitter and other social media platforms, and I mean opposition fans now, so bear with me. And they're saying Liverpool are trying to buy the league. I find that absolutely hysterical, because every penny that we're using here to buy footballers, every single damn penny of it, is money earned by this football club. We have to tip our hat to the ownership group. We have to tip our hat to Michael Edwards, Jurgen Klopp, John W. Henry, the whole lot of them, because they have turned this football club into a money-making machine, and a money-making machine that does not waste a lot of money. I'm absolutely loving the way things are going for us.
Look, I think it's difficult, because I think in football it's a naturally emotional game, as we talked about before, in terms of language. And you know what? I think jealousy is a very prominent emotion in a lot of people's kind of like psyche. Mine included. Fucking hell, I'm jealous of everything. So for me to say that, it's just completely, it's false. Like, luckily in life, maths and the numbers don't lie. So realistically, we're getting pilloried for buying the league, in inverted commas, when actually the club are just running, the businessmen, focus on that term, in charge of our club, are just running it brilliantly fucking well. They're running it like a well-oiled fucking money-making machine, like you pointed out before, Craig. So, if fans want to sit there and bitch about that and whinge and whine and complain, then let them crack on, because at the end of the day, we have not won a trophy since 2012, and I don't think we're going to buy whatever trophies we win. But if we've thrown a little bit of money at it to try and, ease that process along, I don't give a shit. I want that. As much as I want us to be a club of integrity, I also want us to accept as a club that we have to play the game from time to time. And buying ALISSON is proof that we're doing that, and other fans can fuck off, basically. That would be my response.
I think they've forgotten that we had 146 or 144 million quid sitting in the bank from the Coutinho deal. And if you look at it this way, we sold Coutinho to Barcelona, and roughly, now we're probably over a little bit here, but roughly we're after bringing in Naby Keita, Fabinho and Alisson for the money we got for Coutinho. Now come on, Cash, that's pretty damn good.
I mean, exactly. And let's be honest, when we brought, when we sold Coutinho, it was always with the view of replacing him with a number of players. You were never, Klopp just wasn't going to go out and buy a like for like for the same amount of money, because it just wouldn't have been feasible. So, the idea that we're using money, just from sort of bottomless pockets to buy the league is nonsensical, because that money is money from FC Barcelona, who have paid, a ridiculously astonishing fee for Coutinho. And, it's entirely your prerogative to go and spend that money as we see fit. So, again, fans are just boring. You're just annoyed because your own team isn't doing that, and you're annoyed because your own club isn't run as well. And you know what? As fans, we've had enough years of mismanagement and bad running of the club that we should enjoy this for what it is, and I plan to, without any guilt whatsoever.
You've heard the phrase before when Fenway Sports Group came in. They said sometimes they have to be clever about how they do things, and they have to look at things slightly differently. They've always said that we could match the biggest clubs when it comes to transfers, but for me, Cash, I think the biggest change that we're after seeing in the last couple of years, it all comes from one thing and one thing only for me. And guys, I'd love you in the chat to let me know your thoughts on this as well. I think that the reason we've seen the ownership group kind of release the purse strings a little bit is all because of Jurgen Klopp. They can see that Jurgen Klopp has a vision for the future of Liverpool Football Club that isn't based around the Jose Mourinho-esque here and now. Jurgen Klopp is building for the next 5, 6, 7 years, trying to create sustainable success at Liverpool Football Club. He's almost a dream manager for FSG, and they've said to themselves, you know what, if we're going to release funds to anybody, this is the man to do it with.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a real trust there, isn't there? You could sort of see that there was less trust with Rodgers, and with Klopp, just the air that he carries was very much indicative of, I'm my man, I'm my own man, I have my own philosophy and my own ideas, you've hired me on the basis of those, allow me to implement them, and together we will have a phenomenal working relationship. And you're seeing the proof of that now. I think that's exactly what the club is like. And as you said, Craig, this whole thing, doesn't happen without Jurgen. It just doesn't. This whole movement, this whole sort of like phenomenon, if you like, it doesn't happen without him. And
why have I now got LL Cool J, something like a phenomenon, banging in the back of my head?
Because that is effectively what our manager is. He's like a phenomenon, isn't he? He's just an absolute, he's just a force of nature. He is. And I think, in the future, like when I'm in my later years, I'm going to look back at this time, and I'm going to be so happy and excited to have been, so actively involved in the club when it was doing so well.
It's fucking brilliant. Do you know what, guys? My face is starting to hurt. I'm smiling that much that my face is starting to hurt. I'm so happy with the news that's come out today. We are finally dining at the top table with the big boys. And do you know what, Cash? We're going in for seconds. We're not just dining. We're like filling out our boots. That's how good we are.
Look, I mean, we're not really, we're taking the, we're taking the scraps off the big boys' plates, and we're, making them eat gruel. No, I'm only joking. I think, you're right. I think it's always nice, like whatever you do in your life or whatever you do in any sense, it's always nice to feel important and to feel like you're one of the best and you're one of the biggest, and we can now feel like that as Liverpool fans, and I think that's really, really exciting. I'm trying to find that kind of groove in the podcast and streaming world, Cash, where you feel like you're one of the best and you feel like you're respected and getting to the top, but a long way to go just yet. Yeah, well, I think it's the key thing is that we're on our way and you're on your way, and I think for me, having respect from the right people, like the listeners and the people we've got in these streams and the people that listen to the pod, that's as important as anything else that comes in the future, and so long as we keep that, we'll be doing well. The Raptor says, strange, Craig, your face is a little bit painful from this end as well. You're right, buddy. It is, but I can't change it. What I can promise you is, though, I'm going on holidays. I don't know, Cash is building furniture or something in the background here. Say that again? Are you building some furniture there or something in the background? No, I'm not. You know what? I just turned my my computer because I was slightly concerned someone was robbing my car, but no one is, so I'm sure the listeners will be glad to know that.
No, nobody's robbing your car. How dare they? The car that you wrote the Champions League final stuff on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that one. Just give me a sec.
Do you know what, guys? As I've said it time and time again, I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm gonna go through some of your comments now while Cash is doing her thing. What have we got here? Thomas Boland says, we shopped in the markets for a couple of years. Now we're shopping at the top table. 2 seasons ago we couldn't get a number one targets. Now every player wants to come to us, says El Chapo. Khalil wants to know what's happening with Nabil Fekir. Buddy, one day at a time. Come on, let's enjoy this. Let's see what happens. It could be Fekir Friday. You never know. I doubt it. It's a little bit too soon. But look, don't rule out anything. You may hear things about the club saying that this is our business done. We're not really that pushed. They're hardly going to say that they're dying to get Fekir in. Let's just wait. Let's just play the game. This could be the one transfer that takes that little bit longer. We still have time in the window. There's over 2 weeks to go. Let's just see how things go. But you know what? I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm so fucking happy right now. It's tremendous. It really is tremendous. Cash, we're starting to do that thing where you look through the team, you find the weak spots, and you're ticking them off. You're just ticking them off bit by bit. And it seemed obvious. It seems an obvious thing to do, but it hasn't been done for a while. And now I'm struggling to find weaknesses.
Well, that's it. I think I think the most obvious, the most obvious weakness was the goalkeeper, and he's now resolved that. So for me now, there are parts of the team where you could say, okay, this could get better. This could be slightly bettered, but I wouldn't describe anything as like a chronic weakness now. And so I think we should just be happy for now. See what happens with Fekir. Leave it to the gods of fate and so on. And just see what happens next. Sorry, I feel a bit delirious, to be honest with you. I just feel a bit like,
it's weird, isn't it?
Oh my
It
God.
is weird.
This must be like a very this must be what hope feels like. It's not a feeling that I'm overly familiar with.
I whipped out the phrase earlier on, the phrase that no Liverpool fan is allowed to say, but I said, fuck this, I'm saying it. I gave you the whole it's our year.
It's our year, oh my God, I know. I feel like that's the Liverpool the Liverpool version of it's coming home for like England fans. But at the end of the day, like it could well be. It really could well be. I think ultimately what we shouldn't forget about is the fact that like with this signing does come an enhanced pressure. I don't think we can deny that. We're plugging all the weaknesses in the team, but we're also removing any potential excuses, if you get my meaning, in the sense that with this now, I do feel like there is a concerted pressure upon the club to win something, because look at that team. It'll become, if we don't with this current team, the narrative will change from being, oh, Jurgen Klopp's working miracles with a pretty poor squad, or a pretty limited squad in certain respects, to how are they not winning things with that team. And you don't want that. You want to win things and show that the team you're building, it's been worth the time and the money and the commitment put into it.
The boys that write the songs in the cop are going to have a busy summer, aren't they? Because they have a few songs to be writing now, Cash.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've got a funny feeling that like Kaida is going to have a really good song. I just feel like he's the kind of player that he just would have a good song, wouldn't he? Because he's just an absolute bruiser. I feel like if he didn't have a good song, he might demand one, and we would just give in. It's interesting. I think Fabinho will be one of those players that might not have a song, or might not straight away. I think he's quite quiet, unassuming type, so he may well take his bit of time to get going. But yeah, Kaida's going to have an unreal song, and then obviously, I've got a funny feeling Alisson might get like, Alisson, who the fuck is Alisson?
Somebody was saying that there's an Elvis Costello song called Alisson or something. Is there? I don't know. I'm not up on Elvis Costello's music.
Oh God, no, I'm not either. If that's true, that isn't something I was aware of. But yes, that may well be the case.
I'd say there's some confused wives around, by the way, when there's lots of Liverpool men running around being so happy about Alisson. I'm sure there's a few people getting a few looks from their partners.
Yeah, but then I'm sure there's the occasional partner that's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Are you from Derry, Cash, by the way? Because Tommy
I
Walker
am.
says in the chat, you sound like you're from Derry.
I am from Derry. Well observed, Tommy. I get I get asked about a million times a day about being from Derry, and I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I'm very proud to be from there, but then once you say I'm from Derry, that kind of ends the conversation because largely people don't know that much about it. But it's a good place, and we've got a certain sense of humour as a result of being from there, I think.
I'm so proud to be from this magnificent little island, Cash. I mean, when the sun is shining over here, there is not a more beautiful place on earth than the Emerald Isle.
Absolutely not. I think it's one of those countries that almost feels like at times it like stands still, but not in a negative way. It like you can have moments that are just completely like still, and you just take everything in, and I really like that. I think I really like that. So
Guys,
it's
sorry, go on, Cash.
it's no. I just got literally like caught up in my own moment there, just idealizing and being nostalgic over Ireland. But then that being said, obviously I like living in Liverpool a lot, and I have built a very nice life for myself in England. But that doesn't mean that it's nicer to look at than Ireland, because it probably isn't.
Some people want to know what we can expect from Alisson Becker, Cash, and from me, what you can expect is a 6'4" presence behind the defence. You're going to see Alisson. You're going to know he's there. He's not afraid to come and claim balls. He may not catch them all the time, but he definitely knows how to come and get across. You're going to see a goalkeeper that is damn good with his feet. You're going to see distribution kind of on a par, if not maybe even better than we've seen in peak Pepe Reina. You're going to see a goalkeeper first and foremost, and this might sound like something that's obvious, but you're going to see a goalkeeper that saves the things you're supposed to save. You're also going to see a goalkeeper who saves some of the things you're not supposed to save. I'm not one that's very versed on statistics and stuff, but I did hear that there's an expected goals ratio for goalkeepers, and Alisson outperformed that by something like 2.4 shots a game, Cash. So, he's doing pretty damn well in the stats department. He's going to fill that defence full of confidence. He's a big presence in the box. He's the same height as David De Gea, I believe, but he's a broad-shouldered man. And he has a beard as well. I have to keep saying he has a beard because it's very important. When you see that beard running at you, you're going to know. But all in all, Cash, I think we're going to see a goalkeeper that is going to give confidence to the team, confidence to the crowd, put the shits up opposition fans, opposition players, and I'm so happy. I keep saying it, Cash, but I'm so happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I do feel that it sounds bizarre, but it's just gonna be like watching someone and not shitting yourselves. Like, at the end of the day, it's like, with Karius, unfortunately for him, there's just been too much doubt surrounds his ability now. In the sense of being a number one, there's too much, questioning every time a ball comes in. Anytime something custom or every time something basic needs to be done, there's question marks over whether he'll be able to execute it properly, etc., and so on. And I just think all of that will be gone now. That doubt, that nagging, consistent doubt over this position, that goes away, and that thought and that time can be spent thinking about other things. And I'm really happy with that as a fan. I want to focus on how good this team is, not its shortcomings. And Alisson will do everything correctly and be a brilliant signing for us if you basically just don't even really notice him, if he just does what he's meant to do and keeps the ball out of the net effectively, So it's just an amazing sense of, oh, it's finally over. It feels like the end of a saga. That's what it feels like to me.
Robbie Hanna has a perfect comment in the chat here. He says, never known a buzz like this about a goalkeeper. I absolutely love it. And it is true, Cash. I mean, you never really celebrate. Usually you're celebrating the sexy players, like the attacking midfielders, wingers, goal scorers. But to celebrate a goalkeeper like this, it just shows you how much it means to people that it looks like this is it. This is this position sorted, and not a short-term solution. We're looking at the long-term here. He's only 25 years of age. It's very important that we get that across. 25. He's got a bright future, Cash.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, I just think that like he, I don't know. For me, he is sexy. First of all, look at him. He's sexy. And secondly, you know what's sexy? Not conceding needless goals. You know, I don't know about everybody else's specific fetishes, but I really find that sexy. You know, I find it like attractive when a goalkeeper doesn't make elementary mistakes. You know, and I find it really, really tantalizing and almost, you know, borderline arousing when a goalkeeper exudes confidence. You know, it's, you know, we could make puns about commanding areas. They command their area. We could make a joke about that. I don't know. This isn't that kind of pod.
Cash, the dude has take-on stats, for fuck's sake. A goalkeeper that has take-on stats.
Jesus Christ. It's pure filth, isn't it? Like, it is almost like football erotica, you know, and I don't know. As I say, it's just something where you can really think. I think it's hugely flattering to the collective ego of all our fans because, you know, there was doubt earlier on in this whole process as to whether he would come to Liverpool. Like, let's be honest, we all had questions and issues surrounding would he come to Liverpool? Would he want to make that move? And let's be honest, he not only does he want to, he's there, he's holding the shirt, it's a done deal, it's great, you know, so it's, I don't know, I just feel like it's just an incredible watershed moment for us, and I can only hope that he's going to be as good as Pepe Reina was in his earlier years, because if he is, we've got a hell of a keeper, and who gives a fucking shit about how much it cost? Not my money.
I've this image in my head of Alisson starting to, you know, do Cruyff turns and do drag backs and stuff to full forwards and things, and I've an image in my head of the older guys in the main stand heads absolutely falling off when they see him doing these things.
You know what, like, I feel like Adam Lallana might get a bit pissed off if he takes his signature move by taking the Cruyff turn, but then all the same, if he can do that, pull it off, and just remain completely in control of the situation, then I mean that's just
see this.
That's just
sorry,
class.
There's an absolute clown after coming into the chat. Double Levay 24 says Liverpool are shite. Mate, you're fucking trolling is shite. If that's the best you can come in here with, Liverpool are shite, go away and get some game, dude, because that's fucking poor.
Yeah, I mean, I would dignify that with a response, but I don't really think that you're worth it. I mean, to put it into context, Liverpool's worst day is probably your best day, lads, so you can crack on.
Frankie B says, let's get 100 likes. I don't know what we're at now, guys, but do give us that thumbs up if you're enjoying the stream. It helps us get suggested to other users, helps us grow the channel. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet subscribed. What the hell are you waiting for? You're missing out. You're missing out on content. You're missing out on great chat with the guys, and it's all 100% free. So do give us that thumbs up. We hit 250 last night, which is a record. Absolutely amazing. Night after night we're growing. More people are coming into the chat. More people are enjoying becoming part of this Liverpool family, Cash, and that's the way we see it. We see this as a family. We want to reach out to as many Reds as possible. There's no egos on here, Cash. There's no experts. We're just fans.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm probably closer with like the lads that, like, you know, Craig and all the lads that I do the podcast with, that I'm with, than I am with members of my actual family. You know, so as I say, I think there's something very heartening in finding like a common hobby and a common love and a common interest, and being like, well, you know what, we don't know everything there is to know about this from an academic perspective, but what we do know is how it makes us feel, and we want to share that on a platform that we've been given, and I think there's something really organic about that draws me to it, certainly. So, you know, as you say, we're not experts, but there's no proclamation of being an expert. The only thing that I can proclaim to be is a huge fan and a huge supporter of the club. So,
absolutely, Cash. And again, apologies for my language, but I do get excited, and that is the way I talk.
No, you talk as that.
We better have a little chat about the game before you head off, Cash, because I know you're only in from work. You are tired, and you need to head off and get yourself something to eat.
I'm alright. I'll have something in a little bit. I'm alright for a little bit longer.
Just to chat about the game, well, not just this game in particular, the impact of pre-season, Cash. It's all just about getting players fit. Now, we know Everton have won the pre-season when they won 22-0. That's it. They've got the trophy. The parade is marked. The mayor of the city has mapping out the parade route as we speak. The DVD is being released, but for us mere mortals, for our clubs that are just, trying to get fit and stuff, it is important. It's great to see the club, and I know this is something that's close to your heart. It's great to see the club play these friendlies against local teams. The
Yeah,
Berries, the Tranmere Rovers, Blackburn. I know Blackburn aren't exactly a local team, but they're not a million miles away. But it's great for me to see them. I won't say give back because I feel that's condescending.
you know what? I think there's always that risk when you talk about stuff like this, and in the sense of like the David and Goliath kind of analogy. But ultimately, Liverpool are a huge powerhouse, and these clubs are not. So that's not to denigrate or disrespect anyone, but ultimately, like I used to work at Tranmere, and still have a few pals there, especially, and I think for them that's a big game in their pre-season. Not some of their fans are very like, oh fucking hell, Liverpool are coming to town, like bunch of condescending pricks, etc. and so on. But then as a club hierarchy, it's openly acknowledged that they need the money generated from that to implement their own plans for the season. For Tranmere, particularly, they just got promoted last season, so their aim is to now consolidate in League Two, and a pre-season game against Liverpool that brings in, thousands upon thousands of pounds to the coffers. So that's not to be sniffed at. So, as I say, I think those games against the lesser lights in inverted commas, they benefit everyone. Whoever is the perceived big team, whoever is the perceived small team, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It's all about 22 people on a pitch playing the game that we all like to watch, and that's it. And just see it as that. And as far as these games, I think I personally, and I do appreciate that international tours have got their value, but I personally think this has more heart in terms of like playing teams that are local to you, in terms of giving back. That's just my personal opinion.
Do you know what else it
As
does, by
say,
the way? On a kind
mm,
of separate note, and I know somebody pointed out that Blackburn's half an hour down the road. I know I did say, like, they're all in Lancashire, it's close enough, it's not a million miles away. I did say that, but
mm,
when you're looking at the likes of Tranmere Rovers, you're really close there. But what this does as well is, from a purely Liverpool fan base, this allows fathers, mothers, children, families like that may not be able to get tickets to Anfield, that may not be able to afford the price of tickets to Anfield, because to bring a family to Anfield, it will be an expensive day out. And this allows
mm,
mothers, fathers, kids, brothers, sisters, friends, everybody to get to these games in beautiful weather, because it's been an amazing pre-season in regards to weather as well. Enjoy
yeah.
it, sample the atmosphere, get to sing the songs, and it helps foster the spirit of Liverpool Football Club, and helps push on the next generation of fans.
Well, that's it. I think like we could talk all night about some of the ridiculous pricing involved in going to watch Liverpool at Anfield, and that is its own issue. And I don't think any of us as ardent fans even would deny that for a certain class of person, so to speak, or for a certain working class person, going to Anfield, you're ultimately priced out of it largely. Let's be honest. However, what this does do is enable, as you said, families and the next generation of fans to see their heroes in the flesh, albeit in a pre-season environment. And it's it's not the perfect solution. In my sort of socialist opinion, I feel like it should be more affordable to go to Anfield. It should be more of an open shop. However, that's not the situation as it stands. So for me, this is the most acceptable outcome. And you only need to see the Bury game. Bury's probably the first. Well, Bury and Blackburn are both about an hour away, I would say, to drive. And the Bury game, I think there was 6,000 at it, and we're over 5,000 of those were Liverpool fans. So, putting that into context, it just totally affirms your point that people are using this as an opportunity to bring their kids and themselves to games that Liverpool are playing in, and that's it.
And I think it's important to mention as well that for some of these games, I believe Liverpool have given the gate receipts to the clubs as well. They haven't taken any money from these games.
No, I don't think they've taken any money from any of them. If I'm honest, I think certainly not the Tranmere one. That's never a thing. They've got quite a good partnership between the two clubs.
Well, they
And
did give us John Achterberg. Come on.
well, every good partnership has its
I do love Prenton Park, by the
issues
way. It
there.
holds a soft spot in my heart because I actually was brought to Prenton Park as a child before I was ever brought to Anfield. I think it's because the trip we went over on, I think Tranmere were playing the Saturday, Liverpool were playing on the Sunday, so my dad brought me down to Prenton Park. And I'll never forget it. I absolutely love being there.
Well, that's it. Like it's a good club. I mean, yeah, okay, they're in League Two and they spent like 4 years in non-league, and it's the conference is, or the National League that's called now. It's notoriously difficult to get out of, and but now they are. But that Prenton Park, that's a League One potential lower level championship stadium. Like that holds 16,000. There are, Bournemouth's fucking stadium, the Vitality or whatever it's called now. Like I mean, that's a smaller stadium than Prenton Park. For context, that's not to disrespect what Bournemouth have done or anything, but it's just simply to say that the infrastructure is there for them to be further up the pyramid, and hopefully they get there.
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted to see Tranmere getting back at the leagues, I have to say. And look, guys, I know this is a Liverpool stream and we will get back to talking about the brilliant news and everything, but I have to say, from a selfish point of view, I was absolutely delighted, particularly the way that playoff final went. I mean, down to 10 men so early as well. It didn't look good for them, but it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant to see them get back into the Football League.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel like it was one of them where it was one of those sort of types of wins that in 20 years time they're going to be talking about. They're still going to be talking about the fact that they won the playoff final, but also like they're going to talk about the way that they won it. And as I said, I know a lot of fans from the club. I know how hard they work behind the scenes, like to keep that club in a good way. There's not a plethora of money. There's not a plethora of money at that level, so for them it's just fantastic that they get the opportunity to be a League Two club again, and let's see what happens.
So, Cash, getting back to the mighty Reds, and I don't mean that prick that dances around in the bird suit, I mean getting back to the actual lads on the pitch. What are you expecting this season? What are your expectations now for Liverpool going into this season with the strongest squad we've had, God, that I can remember, to be honest? I mean, yeah, under Rafa we did have some pretty good midfields, to be fair. Alonso, Gerrard, Sissoko, Mascherano. I mean, we had some good times there as well, but overall, throughout the entire squad, the style of football that we play, the feeling that's around the club, what do you think we can achieve this season?
I think the first thing to say on that is that we have gotten obviously exponentially stronger. We're so much stronger now than what we were. But what we have to contextualize with that is the fact that other teams are getting stronger as well, in the sense of, while I think our business is by far the best of the top four so far, you cannot deny that City have improved, Chelsea have strengthened, albeit they were in the top four. United haven't done that much, but they've still strengthened a bit and more to come. And then obviously Spurs and Arsenal, well, Spurs haven't done anything and Arsenal have done bits, but they're still crap. So I think our strength and our increasing strength has to be considered against the fact that all the other teams are getting stronger as well. But notwithstanding that, you cannot deny that this team is just absolute filth. Like if you were to have said when Jurgen Klopp did that press conference when he came in about turning doubters into believers, if you'd have said that was going to be our starting 11 3 and a bit years on, you would have said he was chatting like he was smoking the ganja. Like honestly, like I think like we've reached a level now where the squad is, the sky is the limit. I mean, I think the bigger question is probably what will fans be happy with. I think for me as a fan, I would just be happy with a trophy. I prefer the Premier League or the Champions League, but I would just like a trophy, and then obviously go from there. I think if you look at, like, for example, even Chelsea last year had a terrible domestic season, but they still won a trophy, and that puts a whole different shine on the season. So for me, I think the squad's capable of absolutely anything, and I know that doesn't really give a very definitive answer, so I'm sorry to the listeners for that, but for me the squad is capable of absolutely anything.
I've seen a few comments in the chat that I just want to get through. Also, I just want to say, yeah, I did lash out the spanners to El Chapo1 and Sarah Love. Thank you guys so much. This is our little way of saying thank you. I don't know how other channels work. I don't know if other channels have 2, 4, 6 mods. I don't care. We love you all. We want to say a little thank you to people along the way. Throwing out a spanner, letting you guys know we appreciate you. I mean, it's nothing. As people said before, fuck it, we'll be the channel of spanners. Why not? I have this dream cache that everybody on here has a blue spanner. And I just blue spanners flying up and down the chat, and everybody's moderators. Nobody's better than anybody else. And that's the kind of thing we're trying to foster here. We're all just on the same level. It's so important. I can't get that across enough. Everybody's views are as equal in here, Cash. This is like Animal Farm done properly. And I don't mean the porn, because that was done magnificently as it was.
I haven't. I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen the porn.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Please don't watch it. Like you'll. It's one of those things you can't unsee.
You know what? I'm not gonna, and that's okay. But I think for me, you said that throughout, and it totally resonates with me in the sense of like, we've got enough in society, in even in Liverpool, different content outlets and so on. But we've got enough in society of class and hierarchy and people being perceived to be at a certain level. We don't want any of that here. What we want is just everyone to feel like complete equals and completely on a par, and on a completely even playing field, because unfortunately that doesn't reflect life. And as a result of that, I would love this forum that we've got to be like a utopia, like to be an ideal that doesn't really exist in real life, if that makes sense.
Football is a great equaliser, isn't it, Cash? Especially Liverpool Football Club for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as you say, it's football is one of the few genuine equalisers that there is left in life. Sport is in general, I suppose, and I think that's probably partly what draws me towards it, if I'm honest with you, and if I'm honest with everyone, because for me it's something that induces the same emotions within anyone. It doesn't matter what your background is, it doesn't matter where you come from, it should induce the same emotions, and as a result it makes us all equal, and that's what I want from life. I think that's what matters.
And we're not going to be like Animal Farm where all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. That's definitely not going on here.
No, absolutely not. Like, I think equality, and equal, parity of opinion, like between everyone involved in this, listener, contributor, whatever. That's a genuine concept. It's not like a fake ideal. It's a genuine ideal that exists and that we implement, and that's that.
I'm seeing some things in the chat here. There's some songs going through my head. There's Mo Salah running down the wing. That song is forever in my head. I absolutely love it. Far Isle has said something a little bit interesting. He said, Craig, I just saw on Twitter that people are saying Karius has removed the number 1 from his bio. Maybe will he give that number up? Is it important, do you think, to Alice that he might get the number 1 cash? I don't know in these situations. I don't know how people feel about their numbers. I know particularly like big players like Ronaldo and stuff love a specific number, but for a goalkeeper, do you think it's important that he feels the number 1 on the back of his shirt makes him the club's number 1? I don't know.
I think perhaps from a psychological perspective it might well do. I think it's, I don't know. I mean, for me, if it's something he has demanded in the sense of like, Karius, I will take that number 1 from you, it's maybe that's a little bit weird, but then again, I don't know. For me, just give him what he wants. Give Alisson whatever he wants. He's the number 1. I'm not arsed. Like I've just looked at Karius' Twitter profile, and his last tweet was with the hashtag LK1, Loris Karius 1, but then his bio now reads goalkeeper player of LFC official account. So yeah, he may well have changed it, I think. But he's not the number 1, so maybe that's why. Or maybe he's having a tantrum. Maybe he's pissed off, and maybe he's pissed off that someone's been brought in to directly replace him. And if that's the case, then I say tough titties. You've had plenty of chances, and unfortunately you've proven yourself not able to take them, and that's a fact, and it's a sad fact, but it's a fact nonetheless. So I say just get on with it.
A couple of people asking how we thought Lazar Markovic got on in tonight's game, and you know what? I know, Cash, you missed a lot of the game because you were at work, but he really did look sharp. I mean, to be fair to him, I thought he did very, very well. He scored his goal. He did everything that was asked of him. And look, I don't think he has a future at the football club. But again, I'd like to see his career get back on track, Cash, because I hate seeing somebody's career just peter away and get wasted in loan moves and be moved around from here to there. It's important that he settles down, gets a career under his belt, and can stabilise himself and really start to enjoy his professional football career.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, it must be very frustrating being like in an environment where no matter what you do, you're not going to really be recognised, by way of obviously genuine gratitude from, or progression with at the club or whatever. That's not to say that Jurgen Klopp's wrong on Markovic. I think he's right in as much as he's not probably good enough, and that's fine. But I think for him, you've got to go and play. I mean, he's had two very lukewarm loan spells at Hull, and was it Fenerbahce or was it Fenerbahce last year, or was it Anderlecht? I get confused.
Jesus, I can't remember.
I think it was Fenerbahce. To be honest with you, listeners, if you know differently, please let me know. Pardon me, but I think you go and play. He could be a brilliant player somewhere. Just go and do that. It's not going to be at Liverpool, but I suppose on a wider point, has a player's spell at a club really ever gone as badly? Like this is pretty dreadful. Like if you really look at it in true context, and it's a real shame, but it has been pretty dreadful overall.
Do you know what? Actually, I don't think I've said this today. Liverpool have signed a record goalkeeper, £67 million, 67 million motherfucking pound for Alisson Becker. Liverpool now have the most expensive goalkeeper in the world, and Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs can kiss my ass. I'm over the moon, Cash. Alisson Becker, get in.
Well, exactly. Forget about fucking Markovic and his woeful story. Let's just look at the future and what we've signed and who that is. Like, it's just fucking mental. I just feel like, you know what? I feel like it's like the girl that you idolized, or the boy, or depending on what you go for. But it's like the person that you like yearned for your whole teenage years, that you thought you'd never ever get. They'd never ever go out with you because you had bad acne and bad teeth, and then all of a sudden they want you. They want you, and they're there at your house, ready to sleep with you, and it's the best.
And she realises you've got a whopper ding dong then, and she's delighted with herself.
I mean, I find that situation a lot. Like when people realise I've got a massive dick, it's a good moment for me, I must say.
It's a good feature to have, Cash. To be fair.
You know what? I hear it's nice. I hear it's pretty good. I couldn't comment from either side of the fence in terms of that, but well done to anybody who's well bestowed in that area. I can only say congratulations.
Do you know what, Cash? Talking about appendages seems the perfect way for us to say goodnight. I know you're absolutely knackered. I know you've come in from work. I do really appreciate so much that you came on here to help me celebrate the news and to bring some positivity and your lovely sense of humour to the stream. So thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, no problem. And thank you very much, everybody, for getting involved with the chat. And obviously, thank you so much again for everything that you've been doing in terms of subscribing, listening to the podcasts, donating what you can to what we're trying to do. I really, really do appreciate it, and hopefully I'll be back on another stream soon just to sort of share my thoughts again and engage with you again. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks a million, Cash, and have a good night, buddy.
Alright, good night. See you later,
you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, guys, it looks like it's just you and me then for the rest of the stream. Let me know in the chat what you want to talk about. I'm over the moon, as I've said. I'm going to take these earphones off now because I no longer need them. It's just you and I. Right, Markovic. We did speak about Markovic. I think he looked quite sharp in the game today. I don't think he has a future at the football club, obviously, but it might help him get a club. It might help him attract some suitors. Lots of people saying goodnight to Cash, which is lovely to see. I really do appreciate Cash taking the time to come on. As I said, she was just in from work. She came straight on after a long day. Cash is a really busy lady. Cash is a qualified barrister, would you believe? So she's a very intelligent lady. Cash is training to be a journalist as well. You know what? Cash has her finger in many pies. She's a busy lady. She's a brilliant lady. She's an absolute star in Anfield Agenda. We love having her on. Wait till you guys see her writing as well. Wait till we get the website up and running. You guys will get to know Cash a little bit more. She's got a brilliant sense of humour, and she's so eloquent in how she speaks, and I do love having her on. So thank you, Cash, again. I know you're not on, but thank you for coming on. The guys appreciated it. I appreciated it, but not as much as I appreciate the fact that Liverpool have signed Alisson Becker, £67 million. I'm over the moon. Nathan, stop putting the K in the Craig, buddy. It's very distracting. What else have we got? She talks a lot of sense for sure, says the Raptor. She really does. She's absolutely class. We're blessed to have her, to be honest. As I said, we do have a good group here at the Anfield Agenda. There's lots of us. You're going to get to meet us all. You've got Tom, me, Connor, Dave, Cash, Chris, Charlie. I've C's everywhere, to be fair. There is a lot of us. If I'm forgetting anybody, let me just think. Christian as well, of course. Yeah, so there's lots of us. You're going to get to meet us all. It's going to be a long season. Cash is on Twitter. I'm just going to double check her Twitter handle, Flatman. Give me 2 seconds. I think it's at Cash Boyle, but I just want to double check so I can give you guys her Twitter handle. Yeah, so it's simple. It's at Cash Boyle. I'm going to put it in the chat right now so you guys will know. If anyone wants to give her a follow on Twitter, she's absolute quality. And there you go. It's in the chat now, at Cash Boyle. So yeah, if you want to give her a follow on Twitter, please do so, because you won't be disappointed. She's a brilliant lady, as you said, and she knows her football. She really knows her stuff. And I'm not saying that from a condescending view, from the point of, oh, a lady knows her football. I mean, Cash knows her football in the sense that it blows my mind, male or female. I mean, she really knows her stuff. It's a pleasure to have her on. And it's a pleasure for you guys to be here as well. But it's just you and I, folks. We've got about an hour left, maybe a little bit less. So let's get into it. Let me know what you want to have a chat about. El Chapo says, I have to open a Twitter account. I never used it. I just left, buddy. I just left Twitter in the past few months to come on here and concentrate on YouTube. Is there anything else you guys want to have a chat about? We can talk about Alisson Becker all night, and I'm more than happy to. We can talk about Daniel Sturridge. We can talk about Lazar Markovic if you want. Let me know what you guys want to have a chat about. I'm up for anything at this point. You can see from the smile on my face how happy I am. I'm so happy as well that these transfers and the way we're going about our business are pissing off fans of opposition clubs up and down the country, all around the world. It's absolutely beautiful, because it's a brilliant time to be a Red. It's a brilliant time to be alive. The sun is shining. The transfers are coming in. The league could be coming our way. I'm over the moon. Kieran asks, do you think that Sturridge or Bobby could play in the 10 if we don't sign Fekir? It's a really tough question, buddy. I think Bobby could do it, yes, without a shadow of a doubt. But I don't know if Klopp would ever do that to him, because what he brings to that front line is, he brings everything. He brings pressing. He tears defenders one way. He opens up space for the other forwards. He knows where the goal is. And in regards to Sturridge is quality. I mean, if you can get a fit Daniel Sturridge, Kieran, there's nothing he can't do. And yes, I believe Daniel Sturridge could play in the 10 if necessary, but again, he can play anywhere across the front three as well. If Daniel Sturridge can prove his fitness, if Daniel Sturridge can go through this entire pre-season without picking up any niggles or knocks, it's absolutely worth Klopp giving him a gamble. There's 1 year left in his career. Why not at least give it to Christmas? I'm sure Daniel Sturridge would love a chance to prove himself again at Liverpool for the last year of his contract. He's still a relatively young man. I think he's 28 years of age maybe. Nobody can question Sturridge's quality. Sturridge is top quality. You see him in pre-season. Every time he gets a chance, he's banging them into the goal. So yeah, buddy, I get where you're coming from with the number 10. It's going to be interesting to see what does happen there. I still think we're going to get Nabil Fekir personally. I think everything that you're going to see in the media putting out and things like that is just, and it's another game. It's part of the dance. We've seen last week that the club were putting out, or the media were saying, actually, apologies, that Danny Ward may be given a chance to fight for the number 1 spot. And now a week later, we have Alisson Becker in the club, and Danny Ward is off to Leicester for £12.5 million. I mean, that's all in 1 week, buddy. So let's just let things settle, see how things go. But I do think we will bring in a 10, and we will complete what is almost a perfect transfer window. And we're going to be very, very happy campers. But to answer your question, I think both could probably do it. I think Firmino could do it better, because I think he's a more all-rounded player, whereas I think Daniel Sturridge is just a goal machine. And you know what? I do say time and time again, a fit Daniel Sturridge gives Klopp a headache, gives us a headache, but it's a beautiful headache. It is an absolutely beautiful headache to have. So far, so good in pre-season. Everything has gone well. It was, of course, devastating to hear the news about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain being out for possibly the entire season. I have to say, since Alex has come into the club, he's absolutely won me over. He's won a lot of fans over. He is a true gentleman, it seems. Some of the things he's done behind the scenes for fans has been beautiful. He's the most media savvy footballer I've ever seen in my life, by the way. He absolutely knows the right things to say. We've seen that he didn't even want to announce how bad his injury was, so the Liverpool lads could concentrate on the end of the season, the Champions League final, things like that. He kept that to himself. Well, I think maybe Kloppo knew as well, but he kept that away from the team. He didn't want any negative feelings or anything going to the team. What a man. What a man Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is. And I hope to God he comes back stronger than ever, because he was a breath of fresh air in the football club. He was absolutely pivotal to us getting to that Champions League final. Klopp reinvented him. He looked like a different footballer than he did at Arsenal. So Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, buddy, I know you're not watching this stream, but from the bottom of all our hearts here at Anfield Agenda, we wish you a speedy recovery. Lots of love sent your way, buddy, and yeah, come back stronger than ever. Robbie Hanna says, Graham, soon as I said, we're back in for Fekir. Please let Sevilla get Markovic. And then Nathan says, the excitement is radiating off me from the £67 million signing. Me too, buddy. I mean, look, it might look like sunburn, but this is just happiness trying to pop out my bald head. It's just, I'm so happy. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. That's how happy I'm going to be. I'm absolutely over the moon. Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at my phone because Cash just sent me a quick message to say thank you to everybody for the kind words in the chat. Look, guys, I've said it before. If you're enjoying this stream, if you've enjoyed Cash coming on, if you're watching this on playback, just give us a thumbs up if you have a moment. Just that little one click of the button, it means a lot to us. Helps us get recommended. If you're enjoying the stream, you haven't yet subscribed, now's the perfect time to do so. We have lots of content coming up. You get it all 100% free here at Anfield Agenda. So just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Let other people know about the channel. Help us grow the channel. We do always say there's lots of brilliant Liverpool content out there. Our good friend Daz at On The Bench LFC, another great content provider. Pop over, see Daz's streams, jump into his chat. Top man. Yeah, you were spoiled as Liverpool fans. We understand there's lots for you guys to pick from. Lots of great content. So we appreciate you taking the time, coming over here to Anfield Agenda, watching us, interacting with us, and just being absolute legends, because you guys are absolute legends. Far Isle says, Craig, Telegraph reporting that Fabinho tried to convince Mbappe to join Liverpool. Can you imagine? Oh, that would be porn. That would just be football and porn. Can you imagine that one? Imagine having him as a fourth option across that front three. Oh, that would be delicious. And how brilliant is it, mate? How brilliant is it that Liverpool are turning into that club? Liverpool are turning into the go-to place, because we play an amazing style of football. We have a brilliant manager. We have an amazing new stadium. Well, I say new stadium, new stand, and increased capacity. The fans are out of this world. People seen that Champions League run last year. People seeing the fans at the Stadio Olimpico. People seeing the fans in Kiev. People will remember Shevchenko Park. Liverpool Football Club and their fans are a special breed. And any footballer that comes here loves it, falls in love with the club. I don't think we'll ever see Mbappe at Liverpool personally, as sad as it is. But God, could you imagine it? I really love that young man. He really is a top quality footballer. Looks like a top quality human being as well. I believe he donated all his winnings from the World Cup, or his £500,000 fee, or whatever the prize money that they got individually. I believe he donated that to charity. He seems a very well-rounded young man, and he's going to be an amazing footballer. He's going to win Ballon d'Ors galore. So yeah, it is a shame, but look, he's not coming to Liverpool. But well done. Well done to Fabinho for trying. I mean, I love hearing shit like that. What else have we got? The chat is quite busy here. A lot of people asking about Christian in the chat. Christian is away on holidays at the minute. That's the only reason you haven't heard Christian on a podcast or on a stream. I believe he's in Thailand enjoying himself, enjoying his holidays, and rightly so. Christian works damn hard. But we love Christian. You will see Christian. Christian always comes on to our Transfer Talk podcast. He's a busy man. He makes time to come on. We do appreciate it. And you will hear him soon. I think in August, if I remember correctly, he sent me a WhatsApp to say the date that he can come back. I think it's in and around the 11th of August, just before the season starts for us, or actually when the season starts. So don't worry, Christian has gone nowhere. You will see Christian. He'll be back. We'll get him on here for a live stream as well, so we can introduce him to you guys who haven't listened to the pods. The Raptors saying we're at 118 thumbs up. We can beat that, guys. Come on. We can beat that. We hit 250 last night. I don't know how many people are watching the stream, but if everybody hits that button, we can lash that out. But we can break records. Every night we're coming on breaking records. I'm having so much fun. This is brilliant. Look at the smile on my face. This might look like a smile to you guys, but I'm telling you, this is about as smiley as I get. Anthony Wright says, Craig, Klopp said he doesn't expect any other signings. Do you think Fekir is off now? No, I don't. I really don't, mate. Let's look at this. Let's break it down, I suppose, and from a fan's point of view, and look at what we know. We know Nabil Fekir had a medical. We know Nabil Fekir posed for an interview and was wearing the Liverpool kit. We know Nabil Fekir wants to come to Liverpool. We know that he asked Aulas, aka Johnny Cuntylocks, to go back to the negotiating table to try and get through the move to Liverpool. We know that Jurgen Klopp wants the player. We know that the fan base really want the player. What it will boil down to is, if there truly is an issue with the medical, if we don't go back in from, it's purely because the club don't feel that they can proceed because of the medical. It's nothing to do with the quality of footballer. I truly don't really believe it's down to a fee either, because a fee would have pretty much been agreed. I think this is a game of brinkmanship. Aulas and Liverpool Football Club seem to be like playing a hand of poker here and seeing who's going to blink first. If it does happen, it could be one of these things that happens late in the window. But you don't get to that stage. I mean, how can he go back to Lyon, look at his teammates, pledge his allegiance to the club and the fans and say he wants to come back and win things with Lyon, when he's been pictured in another club's kit? He's done interviews. I don't even know if he's went as far as signing a contract. I don't know. It'd be really interesting to try and find this stuff out. But I genuinely don't think we've heard the end of this transfer. I think it'll go on, and I hope it has a happy ending. I hope for all of us, him included, it has a happy ending. But no, I don't believe, mate, this is the end of it. I think we may see a couple of things happening. And Jurgen Klopp did also say that in the last couple of weeks of the window, our outgoings, I mean players moving on, will ramp up as well as he decides what players he wants to take into the new season. Junior says, best LFC streams. I've no doubt, buddy. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Do you know what actually is really funny? I was saying to Connor a couple of weeks ago when I started doing the live streams, I said I might do 2 or 3 a week. I haven't really got time, Connor, to come on every night and do things like that. But between the podcast and doing other bits and pieces and all Connor's hard work with the artwork and images and stuff like that, I said I'll probably be able to do 2 or 3 a week, Connor. I think now this is probably, I think maybe the 14th or 15th night in a row I've been on here, and I think we hit usually 2 hours to 3 hours every time as well. It's absolutely mental. It's brilliant, and the time flies by, and I enjoy coming on here so much, and it's such a pleasure to see the same people in the chat night after night after night. What time have we got? Right, do you know what? I'm going to take a moment here, and I'm sorry again for talking about this, but I've always said that we want to be transparent on here, and people have been generous to us. People have sent us money on PayPal. People have sent us money on Patreon. I just want to let you guys know what's happening with that money, because it's not money that me and Connor are pocketing or me and Connor are going and buying stuff with. That money at the moment is going to be used to build a new Anfield Agenda website. We already own the domain name AnfieldAgenda.com, and Connor is working hard at the minute trying to pick out the right type of platform to build this site on, who to host it and things like that. So what's going to happen is we're going to build the Anfield Agenda site. We're going to have a membership section on there. We want you all to join, become members of Anfield Agenda. That will, of course, be 100% free. You won't have to pay anything to join and become a member. All you'll have to do is register, put your email address in, create your own password, and then that'll give you access to certain little things that non-members don't get. So you'll get access to a couple of live streams that would be only be for members. We'll email you out links to the streams and things like that. You'll get access to a chat room where you can come in and chat with other Reds on non-match days or when we're not streaming and things like that. You will get access to the phone-ins. So when we do watch-alongs, after the watch-along and the game is ended, we'll be taking you guys on board, bringing on your phone calls, getting your opinions of what happened on the games and stuff like that. And the reason we're only doing that for members is because it will stop us getting trolls on. It'll kind of weed out the trolls. We'll know who we can trust and who we can't trust, who we can bring on, and have great chats with, and just grow this channel with you guys involved, because it only works because of you guys. We might be here, we might be the faces or the voices on the streams, but it only works by you guys being involved. So we're going to build a website. As I said, it's been funded by the kind donations that you guys have sent our way. Anything that we do get sent does not get spent on shitty things. We don't go out and buy beer. We don't go out and buy shirts. We don't go out and, out with our families for dinner. Any money that comes to Anfield Agenda, we reinvest immediately into Anfield Agenda, because we look at this like we look at this like it's a community project, if you get me, and all funds go towards just building this up and increasing the content we can provide, and increasing the styles of content and the quality of content as well. So again, anyone that sent us money on Patreon, and on Patreon basically I want to explain, if you go into Patreon and sign up, it's basically you're signing up to send money each month. So whether that be 5 quid, 10 quid, 7 quid, whatever it is, it's a recurring thing that comes every month. So I think the address for Patreon is patreon.com/Anfield Agenda. Lots of people have signed up there and we do appreciate it. But if that's not your thing and you want to just send us a few quid to buy a pint or a few quid to help towards the website on a once-off thing, you can go on to PayPal. If you're a regular user of PayPal, you'll know you just need an email address. Just put in AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com. That's our email address. You can send us a few quid that way. If PayPal isn't your thing, you've never used it before, you can go to the web browser and just put in paypal.me, so that's paypal.me/Talk of the Terrace, which was our old name. But yeah, just again to reiterate, that's what we're doing with the money. We appreciate every penny that comes our way. We're working on something as well that's funded by ourselves. It's got nothing to do with the money sent in. We're working on a giveaway. We're going to announce that in the next couple of days. We're working with a partner to try and sort this out, but we're going to give back to you guys as well. We don't forget what you guys have done for us, so you know what I mean. We're going to try and give back. This is a community thing. I keep banging the drum about that, but it is. This isn't us trying to create a business and make money off you guys. This is not what it's about. It's about creating a family. It's about creating a movement, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Excuse me, I'm kind of stuck for what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, this is about all of us going together, growing something, becoming the voice of the Liverpool fans, whether you're overseas, whether you're in Ireland, whether you're in the UK, outside Liverpool, inside Liverpool. We want everybody involved. We want you guys to help us grow and create something special, because we're just normal people. There's enough experts out there. There's enough brilliant people putting out brilliant content, much better knowledge of the game than us, you know, much more technical ability than us, but we just want people to come in and be fans. So that's all I can say. That's all I can say, guys. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Thank you for supporting us. We've had tremendous growth over the past month, and it's appreciated. And ALISSON has joined Liverpool Football Club. 67 million quid. World's most expensive goalkeeper. Fabinho. Naby Keita. What else do you want? It's fucking sexy as hell, isn't it? It's absolute filth. The quality of the squad that we're building here, it's brilliant. We deserve this. As Liverpool fans, we've been through the tough times. It's been, 30 odd years since we've seen Liverpool lift the First Division title. We've never lifted the Premier League title. We've seen the dark days under Roy Hodgson. We've seen the days under Hicks and Gillette. We've been let down. We've seen Christian Poulsen. We've seen Joe Cole. Milan Jovanovic. I mean, we've seen absolute dirt wear the Liverpool shirt. Time went on. We got Brendan Rodgers in. Brendan Rodgers got us close. 13-14 was an absolutely brilliant season. It broke our hearts at the end of it. It was such a shame the way it went. But then eventually we brought in the right man. Jurgen Klopp came to Liverpool Football Club. It was like a breath of fresh air when he came. I still pinch myself to this day that Jurgen Klopp is the manager of Liverpool Football Club. Jurgen went about doing things the right way. He spoke about building sustainability, working with the players that were already at the club to make them better. He did that. Adam Lallana's quality increased. We've seen players that we didn't even think would make it start to play at levels that we didn't think possible. He brought in Andy Robertson. We all looked around at each other thinking, Andy Robertson is a defender who was relegated with Hull. What the fuck are we bringing him in for? Andy Robertson was kept in the background, developing. Klopp believed in him. He brought in Mo Salah, a player who we thought, is Mo Salah going to be okay? Is he going to be alright? He might be cover for Sadio Mane, something like that. Again, Mo Salah hit the ground running. It was absolutely amazing. He's brought in so many fucking players. Like he's the reason why we are where we are. It's absolute quality. Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool Football Club. There's something special happening here, guys. We're in for one hell of a ride, and it's not going to be a one-season wonder. The club are doing things the right way, looking to build for the future. What a time to be a Red, guys. What a fucking time to be a Red. Gustavo says, greetings from Oklahoma. Good evening, good afternoon. I'm not sure what time it is there, buddy, but thank you for joining the stream. Murtaza wants a shout out. Good evening, mate. Apologies if I mispronounce your name. Mickey Friars is in the chat as well, of course. Doubters to believers, Klopp is an absolute fucking pimp, says Joseph. He's brilliant. The Junior says he can't stop smiling. Evan says, Alisson says Salah made contact with speculation grew yesterday. He sent me a message saying, hey, what are you waiting for? He replied, calm down, I'm on my way. Well, he's here, Evan. He's after signing for Liverpool Football Club. What a day. Once again, we're out there breaking world records, getting the players in we want. My third kit arrived today, so it was a great day for me. I've been waiting for this baby to arrive since the day it was released, and I went for the one with the European patches as well, so I've got the respect. I've got the 5 times on there. On the other arm, of course, I have the Champions League logo. I'm like a little kid. I'm absolutely over the moon to get this kit today, to see Alisson sign. I got my Diet Chav t-shirt as well, so I'm going to wear that one tomorrow night so you guys can see that. But it's absolutely brilliant. What a time to be a Red. What a time to be a Red. I'm absolutely over the moon. What do you guys want though? I want to know your opinion. If this window slams shut now, if nothing else happened, no other players came in, and we were to start the season with the squad that we have now, what do you guys think? Would you be happy? Are you happy? Would you accept maybe no number 10, no Nabil Fekir? I really want to know your thoughts. What do you think we're going to do this season? Can we genuinely challenge for the Premier League title? Are we that good, or are we kidding ourselves? We've seen other fans say Liverpool are trying to buy the league. Liverpool are trying to buy the title. Liverpool are doing what they slagged off other clubs for doing. Well, let's not forget, guys, Liverpool Football Club are doing this with money generated by Liverpool Football Club. We have no sugar daddy. We have no sheikh out there throwing money our way. We sold Felipe Coutinho for 142 or 144, whatever it was, million quid. We've reinvested that money very wisely. We brought in a lot of money from TV revenue last year. A lot of Champions League money. We have commercial partnerships that have dwarfed many other football clubs. Liverpool Football Club are doing this the right way. We're not in debt. Liverpool Football Club aren't borrowing from the banks to buy these players. These things are all being funded by money generated from the club. So if any other fan says Liverpool Football Club are buying the league, fuck them. Because we're doing it the right way. We've suffered. We've been through the tough times. Now it's our time to shine, baby. And we're going to fucking shine. Thomas Boland says, tick tock, tick tock. We're about 12-13 minutes away, Thomas. You remind me every night, buddy. Every single night you tease me with that alarm. Mary says, this is a message of intent from Liverpool. Now let's go and get Nabil Fekir. Sean says, Keita was fantastic in the friendly tonight. He was quality, wasn't he? I mean, the way he won back the ball for Sturridge's goal. I mean, that to me was the everything you need to know about Naby Keita right there. Won back the ball high up, played the perfect pass into Danny Sturridge, and of course Danny Sturridge does what he does and put the ball in the back of the net. There was another situation, Sean, with Naby Keita that I thought was beautiful. He played a ball to, I think it might have been Andy Robertson or Markovic or something, but he played the ball, and no sooner had he played it, he was pointing to where he wanted the pass back to him, and he was off, he was forward. That's what you're going to get with Naby Keita. Naby Keita doesn't stand still. He reads the game very well. He breaks up play. He's got an eye for a forward pass. And I 100% agree with you, Sean. He was absolutely fantastic in that second half. And what a player. What a player. We can't let his signing go under the radar because it could be one of the biggest signings for us of the summer. What a team. What a squad we're putting together. Alisson has gone back off, obviously, in his holiday to join his missus and enjoy his time off after the World Cup, but he's a Liverpool Football Club player. This has happened. We are here, folks. We do have the most expensive goalkeeper in the world. A goalkeeper who I've been shiting on about for a very long time. What a day. What a day, guys. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed the game against Blackburn earlier on. As you said, we spoke about Danny Sturridge getting his goals. We spoke about Markovic. Sean just spoke about Nabil Fekir. Not with Nabil Fekir. You haven't. Bleh. I'm tired. I got to roll back. We spoke about Naby Keita and how good he is. I'm sorry if I'm mumbling, if I'm rambling, but I'm trying to get through this. I'm absolutely knackered and I'm happy. I'm just so happy, guys. And look, I apologise if I'm going off on tangents here, but it's been one hell of a day. My phone hasn't stopped all day. I've been on podcasts, I've been writing things, I've been responding to people, I've been getting ready for this stream, and of course I've been looking after my wife and kids as well, which you gotta do, but I'm so fucking happy. What else have we got? Squism says, Keita off the ball today. Many other lads were on the ball. I don't know what that means. Lubac says, if we sold Salah, then Mbappe would be the only player to fill his shoes. We're not selling Salah though, but I get where you're coming from. Mbappe, what a player. What a player. Brian is in. He says, good evening. Good evening to you, Brian. Thank you for joining, buddy. What else have we got? Robbie Hanna says, Craig, that speech was on a level of Martin Luther King or Mandela, doubters to believers. That's how much I believe, mate. I really do believe in what's happening at this football club. There's something in the air. Something special is happening here. And did you guys see, by the way, I don't want to talk about Man United, but you do know who Mark Goldbridge is, I'm sure. If any of you guys are on YouTube, you know he runs the Man United stand, or the United stand, I think that channel is called, sorry. He went on a bit of a rant. He went on a rant saying that Liverpool are never going to win the league. You can record this, you can play it back to me. They're absolute bottlers. They haven't won it in 30 years. They can sign who they want. They can bring in ALISSON. Do you know what? Fuck you, Mark. Fuck you. Liverpool Football Club are here. We're going to do business. You guys are shitting yourself. You're absolutely shit. Your channel's shit. I don't care how many viewers you have. You're an absolute joke. Liverpool Football Club are here. Accept it. Tough shit, buddy. We're going to take over. We deserve it. And I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm so happy to see other fans shitting themselves at how good Liverpool are going to be this season. Farwell says Sandro had a fucking meltdown. He did. And you know what? I hate that prick. I absolutely hate watching his channel. He's a parody. He has to be. I don't care how many users he has, how many viewers he has. They all think he's an absolute plank, as I do as well. He's a joke. The United stand, I'm sure the Manchester United fans don't even look at him and think that he's a fair reflection of their fan base. He's an absolute he's Mammy's special little soldier. That's what I call him, because that's what he is. How dare he go on such a rant about our football club? He knows nothing about Liverpool Football Club. He probably knows fuck all about his own football club. He's a little plank. Yeah, sorry. That's my little rant out of the day, because I do not like that little prat. I don't like negativity put out into the world. I like positivity to put out there and positivity to come back. And that's what we're trying to do. And you see people like him, and look, he may be cleaning up. He may be making a fortune. His channel might have ridiculous amounts of viewers. He's still shit. His opinions are still shit. He knows fuck all about the game. He knows fuck all about Liverpool Football Club. Anyone that watches him thinks he's an absolute plank. And yeah, leave Sandra to it, but how dare he fucking talk about our football club in that manner. He's no right to, and he can go and fuck himself. What else have we got? Farwell says yes, he's dropping all his little soldiers all day long. Nick Ross says, do most of the Liverpool players have children? That is a good question, Nick, and if I was a manager, I'd really like to see players that do have families like that, players that are settled down, players that may not be out nightclubbing and stuff, because a good wife and a family does wonders for a man. And it's great to come home from, you know, stressful occasions, maybe playing a game that didn't go their way, and have their family there. So I don't know is the honest answer. I'd imagine most of the guys probably do, because they're in their mid-20s to late 20s, some of them. So yeah, when I don't know is the honest answer, but I hope so. I hope they all have found the love of their lives. I hope they have wonderful families, and I hope they're enjoying their time at this magnificent football club. Mickey Fryer says the United stand is the worst kind of streams ever. He's an absolute bellend. Finn says, what's your take on the bid of Vida that was accepted? This Vida thing, I mean, have we really bid for him? I really don't know what's going on here. I don't think he's good enough. I really don't. I mean, he just looks like a poor man's Andrei Voronin. And I know, I don't mean in style of play, obviously different players. Voronin was a striker, but is he really good enough for our football club? He had a decent World Cup. Have we bid for him? Have we really bid for him? I don't know, Finn. Let me know. Where are these quotes coming from? Who said that we've bid for him? Because I just don't know. I don't know if he's good enough for this football club, and if he does come, of course I'll support him like any other player, but I don't know. Have we really bid for him? I would be surprised. Sarah says, if he got viewers, then that explains the United supporters. Do you know what, Sarah? I think part of me thinks he's an absolute evil genius, and that he's doing this parody account to make money, and he might be making a lot of money off it, but to go on there and pretend to be a Manchester United fan and to care about the club and just basically slag off every other club, that doesn't make him it doesn't make him any better than anyone else. He genuinely thinks his opinion is the be all and end all, and that he thinks anybody else's opinion don't matter. So fuck him. That's what I think about him. Literally fuck him. I hope that channel of his melts down, and I hope he goes back in a cave or where he belongs, because he's an absolute plank. Squism says United stand is a reflection of Mourinho, and Craigie are a reflection of Liverpool and Klopp. I don't know, mate. Plenty of people dislike me, I can tell you that much. Plenty of people think I'm an absolute plank. But as I said before, I don't care. I don't care about them. I only care about people that want to come on, be positive, talk about the club, enjoy themselves and have a laugh. Louis says Vida is old, I don't want him. Vida's 31, says somebody else, no way. What else have we got? Lots of people saying good night to Rob as well. Good night, Rob, mate. Thank you for joining the chat again. It was a pleasure having you on, and enjoy your evening. I don't know what time it is where you are, but good night, mate, and thanks for joining. Skipperdog says not a chance we're getting Vida. Number 10 is all that Liverpool Football Club need. And mate, I agree. Number 10. Can you imagine if we get Fekir over the line? Oh, what a window! What a window! I mean, if we had done a list at the start of the window, we'd have went goalkeeper, maybe Alisson or Oblak. Yeah, that would be great. Naby Keita we knew was coming in. A defensive midfielder. Well, Klopp doesn't really go for defensive midfielders. Well, do you know what? There's Fabinho. We need number 10. Who are we looking at number 10? Is there any decent players around? Can anybody come in and replace? Do you know what? We'll go after Nabil Fekir, which they did. We need a bit of a squad player. We need somebody with a bit of quality to come in and unlock tight defences. Oh look, there's Sheridan Shaqiri. We'll have him as well. Come on in, Jared, and welcome to the club. What a window. What a fucking brilliant club this is. The way they're going about their business is tremendous. I'm over the moon. Michael Edwards, I tip my hat to him. Jurgen Klopp, I tip my hat to him. The whole fucking thing is brilliant. And you know what? I can't wait for the guys to go over to America, because I know we have a lot of American fans that tune in and watch this stream. I'm over the moon that you guys are going to get to see the players up close again in person. I believe one of the stadiums is sold out 102,000 or something like that. 102,000. That is absolutely amazing. So to all you guys over there in America that may be watching the stream, that are going to watch the Reds over there, mates, excuse me, I'm absolutely delighted for you. Send me as many pictures as you can to the Anfield Agenda channel. Let me know if you enjoy the game. I hope you're going with your kids as well. I hope you're going with your mates. Have an amazing time. I know how hard it is to get to see the Reds, so the fact that they're coming over to America to play pre-season games, it's absolutely brilliant. So please do let us know how if you're going to the game. When the games happen, let us know if you enjoyed them. As I said before, we have a Twitter account, Anfield Agenda, or at Anfield Agenda. There's 26,000 followers on there, so we must be doing something right. Let us know. Send us pictures of yourselves at the game. Let us know if you enjoyed it, and let us know if you get to meet the players, get any selfies with them, get to meet the gaffer, anything like that. Absolute quality, and we love to hear stuff like this. I mean, I'll never forget Liverpool going to the pre-season over to Melbourne. Is it the MCG? Again, selling out something like 100,000. That rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone by the Aussie Reds was stunning. One of the best I've ever heard outside of Anfield. So it's brilliant that the club are moving on like this and going all around the world. Look, I know it's done for commercial reasons. I know it is done to build up the brand, but it does get to reach out to fans, and it gives the fans a chance to meet players they may never have a chance to meet, or to get up close and personal with the guys. So absolute quality. Damo says, Craig, you might be a plank, but you're our plank. Do you know what? That actually means a lot. I love it. I'm somebody that can definitely take the piss out of himself. So I love coming on, having a bit of banter like that, Damo, and I can take it, I can dish it out, and it's great fun, and I appreciate that you like me, mate. So thank you very much. Chris says, who's going to Charlotte on Sunday? Any Reds on here? Let us know. If you know what, how amazing would it be if there was a couple of guys on here that were going to the games and they didn't know beforehand, they never met each other, and they could meet up, have a pint, reach out, get to know other Reds. Because being on Twitter and being on here, I have got to meet lots and lots of people when I've travelled over to Liverpool for a game. As I said, I go to Orlando every October, and this year when I go down, I'm hoping to meet up with Casey and the guys from the Tampa Bay Supporters Club. I may even go and reach out and try and meet the guys in the Orlando Supporters Club, maybe record some content over there if the good lady lets me do work on holidays. But yeah, it's great. This is what it's all about. So if you guys are going to the games, you want to meet up with some other Reds, let us know if you do. Let us know how you get on. Let us know who buys the first point, because that's important. I mean, you can tell a lot about somebody by buying the first point. Mickey Fryer says the USA Tour 100,000 record for a Premier League team. That's absolutely nuts. Farwild says it's 109,000 plus. It's Michigan as well. Brown says it's absolutely crazy. What else have we got? Look at all the blue spanners, says Luback. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? It's a thing of beauty, and it's just a little thank you. It's just a little way to say thank you for the people that come into the stream every night and give us their time, put their energy into it. Where are we at with the thumbs up, guys? I haven't got a chance to look as things stand. Oh, it's almost fucking time, isn't it? Let me know in the chat where we are with the thumbs up. Have we gone past 150? Can we do that? And where we are with the subs, actually, I don't know as well. Before we came on, I think we'd something like 1,580 subs. Can anybody tell me what we're at now? Because the screen's in front of me, I can't check these things out. And Connor makes a great point. He called us Blue Spanner FC. And Connor, I told you, I had a dream. I had a dream where we come on here and there's just nothing but blue spanners. We're the Blue Spanner channel. How great would that be? How brilliant would it be to be known as the Blue Spanner channel? There's the only thing that can ruin this day for me, guys, the only thing that can put a dent in it is that little fucking beeping motherfucking alarm that is in this room at this point, doing my head in. I'm trying to talk, but as I said before, if I talk and with that, it sounds like a Kango hammer going off in my head. It actually physically hurts. I'm trying to find somebody in the chat here. Please shut up. Please shut up. Please shut up. Oh, it's gone. Thank God. It's like a weight off my shoulders. I'm trying to find somebody in the chat here and I've missed them. Fuck Ramos is in. Good evening, mate. Great to have you back. Neil Anthony says, Craig, it's clear the club are not giving any info to local journalists after what's happened with Virgil van Dijk. It's so clear that Fekir is coming. He can't stay at Lyon after wearing our shirt. It's so obvious he's coming. I hope you're right, Neil. And deep down, that's kind of how I feel about it as well. So yeah, let's see what happens. But I hope you're right. And I'd be amazed if this story is ended and if there's not more to come. There's somebody in here I want to mention. So just sorry, guys. I'm scrolling through the chat again, trying to find it. There he is. I just want to solve a problem that I believe somebody else. There you go. So, cheers, Ben. Apologies, buddy. I hope that's sorted for you now. Kieran says, Mbappe to Liverpool in the Echo would be my dream if we got him, mate. That would be filth. Imagine Mbappe. Oof. Kylian Mbappe just is the future of football as far as I'm concerned. The guy has everything at his feet. I love the way he just runs at players. It's so rare these days to have somebody that just runs, just gets the ball and fucking runs at players and frightens defences. Wherever that young man ends up, whatever club he plays for, if he stays at PSG, if he moves on, Ballon d'Ors will follow. The guy has everything. He's an absolute complete footballer, excuse me. Who else have we got? Monkey says, and absolutely right, it's not a party until fuck Ramos turns up. Absolutely right. He pops in here every night. He used to say carry us out, but now he can't do that anymore because we've got Alisson. So I'd love to know how he feels about this. Let us know, fuck carry us, mate, in the chat. Let me know. Great to have you in again. As the guy said, it's not a party till you show up. Louis says Leon Bailey, another great player. Obviously not on the same level as Mbappe, but I mean, when it comes to pace, I mean, you don't get many people faster than Leon Bailey. Sean says, I love Craig's reaction to the alarm. It's quality. As much as I love my wife, and I love her more than anything on earth, I wish she'd just fucking shut that thing up, or find it, or just throw it away, or just, you know, do something. But I think it's her perverse way of giving a little dig to me, as much as I know she loves me as well. But that fucking alarm. Connor is going to absolutely kill me, but you know what? Blue Spanner FC it is. Junior says Mbappe next summer. Get it, Michael Edwards. God, imagine if we got him now. Imagine that. Other clubs' heads would absolutely fall off. Do you know what I've noticed? And I want to see if it's something that you guys have noticed as well. So, you've seen Manchester City be linked to players before. You've seen them linked to Virgil van Dijk, but Liverpool then went and got Virgil van Dijk. Manchester City were of course linked to Jorginho, but then Chelsea came in and took Jorginho. Do you think that it's a tactic from other clubs to stop Manchester City from strengthening. And obviously, if it is a tactic, we will be involved in this. And look, everybody would have wanted Virgil van Dijk, so I'm not saying that other clubs went in for Virgil van Dijk or weren't in for him because, you know, they just wanted to get Manchester City to not get him. But, well, we did get him, so haha. But I want to know, do you think other clubs are in to try and take players away from Manchester City to stop them from strengthening? It's something that was pitched to me before by somebody, and it's something I never really thought about much, but it does kind of make some sense to me in a perverse kind of way. And I do love to think that football clubs are doing this type of scheming behind the scenes, trying to fuck each other over a little bit. Because there's too much niceness in football at times, isn't there? I mean, let's be honest, they're there to compete. I'm fully on board with doing whatever it takes to win, so I'd love to think that other football clubs are doing that. And do you know what else I'd like to see done? I'd like to see us in particular put in bids just to unsettle players at other teams, just to go in and say, oh, Harry Kane, yeah, £200 million bid, please. We'd love Harry Kane at Liverpool. Put in a £200 million bid, just unsettle them. I don't think there's enough of that done by football clubs either. And even if you don't want the player, so what? Just go in and unsettle them. They're your rivals. Fuck them over as quickly as you can. Cause as much disruption as you can. And we do know Kloppo loves a bit of disruption, a bit of madness. Look at what we're about to unleash on the Premier League this season. Let's talk about the team that we have. We have ALISSON in goal, world record goalkeeper. We have Virgil van Dijk as a centre-back, world record fee for a centre-back. We have Dejan Lovren in there, Champions League finalist, World Cup finalist. We have Andy Robertson at left-back, you know, the future of Liverpool at left-back. We have one of the most promising young footballers in the world, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right-back, 19 years of age, the whole world in front of him. We have Fabinho, one of the best defensive midfielders in Europe, playing for us, Liverpool Football Club. We brought in Naby Keita, one of the most sought after midfielders in the Bundesliga. So many clubs were queuing up for his signature. Liverpool Football Club got him done. Michael Edwards and the team brought him in. We already have Jordan Henderson here, and whatever you think of Jordan Henderson, he's the captain of Liverpool Football Club and he does a brilliant job. We have Jimmy Milner here. We've Adam Lallana here. We've Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain here. Keep looking through that midfield. Who else have we got that I'm forgetting about? I'm sure I'm forgetting about somebody. We've Gini Wijnaldum here as well, another quality footballer. You look to the forward line then. We've got Gerrard and Shaqiri, Firmino, Mane, Salah. It just keeps coming. Danny Sturridge is still at the club. We have Dominic Solanke, who could be, you know, I know it's too early to say, but he's only 20 odd years of age as well. He could be brilliant in the future. We are building something absolutely brilliant here. I mean, what a squad. What a squad. I can't wait to see what we're going to unleash in the Premier League this season, because Klopp is just going to put that team out there and it's going to be absolute madness. You imagine this, right? You imagine a scenario where you've got Bobby Firmino up front causing mayhem. You've got Mo Salah making runs. You've got Sadio Mane making runs down the wing. You've got Naby Keita in midfield breaking people up, spraying balls around, making runs forward. You've got Fabinho there, and I noticed that Fabinho seems to be dropping in to split the centre-backs at the minute. Chris pointed this out to me, and he's seen it during the game tonight as well. So you've got him there playing that shield across the defence. You've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, and you've got Andy Robertson booming down the wings at times, almost playing a back three across. How are teams going to cope with this? How are teams absolutely going to cope with what Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool are going to unleash on the football club? It's absolutely amazing. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see what we do this season, guys. The world is at our feet. Jamie Ward says, would you be interested in Instagram live? Mate, we'd love to go live across as many platforms as possible. We can do so. The software that we are using allows us to go across multiple platforms. As we stream these shows, we stream them on Periscope, Twitter, YouTube. Our Instagram channel, I believe, is very small. We don't really do much on it. We're not really Instagram people, to be fair, but if anybody out there would like to run an Anfield Agenda Instagram channel, wants to help us out, wants to help us grow that, if you're an Instagram person, if it's something you love doing, if it's something you think you could build up for us, then mate, as I said, we're a family, we're always open here. Let us know, it'd be brilliant. And yeah, absolutely, we'd stream on Instagram live, we'd stream on Facebook live. We'll put this bald head wherever we can get it, and we can bring Connor's sexy ass voice as well wherever we can get it. Absolutely. I love this. I love the kind words people are saying as well. The Raptor says we're at 140 thumbs up. Surely we can get to 150 before I head off here in 19 minutes. So look, guys, if you're watching, we're 10 away. Get us to 150 thumbs up tonight. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Why not do it? Just go in, click the button, subscribe. You'll get all the content 100% free. You'll get to come in and have crack with the guys, and you'll get notifications of when we're coming on as well, which I think is really handy. What else have we got? Lots of blue spanners everywhere. Absolutely love it. Lee Morrissey says we'll be getting number 10. I think so, buddy. I genuinely do think so. I don't think we're done. I think, I said before, I think there's a game of brinkmanship going on between Liverpool and Lyon, and I hope to God we get Fekir in for his sake as well, because he's made no secret of the fact that he wants this move. Craig, You'll Never Walk Alone 96 said, I would love to see Bayern Munich's Tolisso over Fekir. What do you think? He's a very good footballer, Craig, mate. He really is, but I have Nabil Fekir in my head at this point. I really want Nabil Fekir to get that move. He's quality. El Chapo said, it's hard to build an Instagram account, Craig. I haven't got a clue. I absolutely have no idea. As I said, mate, I've never done it before. And one thing I can say to you guys is I absolutely hate Facebook. I've been open about that as well. I had a Facebook page before that had 56,000 likes, and it just became an absolute nightmare. Facebook were just looking for money for us to put anything out there. Our content wasn't reaching anybody. It did my fucking head in. Louis says he's always on Instagram. Anyone that does, if anybody wants to maybe run the Anfield Agenda Instagram account, help us set one up, contact us on Twitter at Anfield Agenda. You can send us a DM on there. If we don't follow you and you want to send us a DM, just let us know. We'll sort it out. We're happy. We're open to chat, and we're open for anybody coming in and joining the Anfield Agenda family, because the bigger it gets, the more of you guys we can get involved, the better. As I said, there's no egos here. Nobody thinks we're better than anyone else. We're all a family. And if we can help each other out, absolutely brilliant. Connor says 150 likes and Craig has to let his hair grow out for 2 weeks. Not a chance in hell. There is no chance in hell that I can grow my hair for 2 weeks, because I would feel like my skin is crawling. There's lots of things I do, Connor, mate, but growing my hair isn't one of them. I could do not shaving for 2 weeks some night if we hit a target. You wouldn't notice, because, you know, I can't grow a beard, but yeah, there's no way I'm letting my hair grow. Paul Turner says, which team from the 2008-2009 versus the 18-19 do you think would come out on top if they played each other? Do you know, it's easy to just jump on there, Paul, and say, oh, this team obviously, but under Rafa Benitez, that team was set up not to lose. That midfield was pretty goddamn magnificent as well. Pete Torres up front. You know, it's a tough question to ask. I'll tell you what, it'll be some game though. I'll say that, it will be some match. Who would I take? God, mate, I honestly don't know. It's a really good question. I tell you which one I'd rather watch, if that helps. I'd much rather watch the team we have now, obviously because of the style of football we play, but I always respected Rafa Benitez, and especially the way he set us up for European games. We were so hard to beat. We didn't concede much. We were able to nick games by a goal. I'd probably lean towards this team winning. Maybe because we just have so much strength and depth, and I think we could bring on subs that would change the game. So I'd probably lean towards the 18-19 team, mate. But let me know what you think, Paul. Who do you think could come out on top? Sarah says, come on guys, hit that like button, and please do. Lubac says, I'd love to see Craig with an afro. I think I've mentioned this before, but last year when I was over in Orlando, we went into the supermarket, and obviously it was near Halloween when we went over. It was October, so there was Halloween costumes all over the place, and I picked up a panda head, and I really wanted to buy it, but I just didn't buy it at the time, and I've regretted it ever since. So after my holiday, I'm definitely going to come back, and you're definitely going to see me sitting here doing a stream with a panda head on, and that I can promise you. I mean, that's something I can promise. I can't promise about growing my hair, Connor, but I can definitely promise you I'll do a stream with a panda head on. Junior says, how's Teixeira doing in China? I've no idea, mate. I haven't followed him at all since he went. I immediately lose respect for players when they go to China, because, you know, they're only going there for one thing. They're not going there to improve their career. Joseph says, missed a bit of the match. Did Klopp play a diamond in the midfield? If so, he's definitely getting Fekir. I couldn't tell you what the setup was, mate. I didn't see the starting formations because I was really busy today. I just caught bits and pieces of it. What I can say for you is Naby Keita tore shit up. Naby Keita was amazing. Virgil van Dijk looked quality back there. Fabinho was really busy as well. I'm mainly seeing the second half, to be honest. So Creevy and Kelleher looked okay as well. He looked fairly confident in his ability. Obviously, he didn't have much to do. Markovic had a decent game as well. Danny Sturridge had a good game when he came on. We just look quality. We look levels above, which of course we are, but the players look like they're getting sharper. At times, I spoke about this earlier on, we've seen Fabinho dropping back in, splitting the centre backs, which allowed the full backs to push on. We've seen Andy Robertson play quite high up the field in the second half. But Naby Keita was the man that stole it for me. Naby Keita was absolutely amazing. Liam says Sturridge looked good tonight. He did, mate. He did. It just reminds you, doesn't it? He reminds you all the time what he's capable of. You put Danny Sturridge in front of goal and he'll bang it in. There's very few players that I feel confident about in front of goal time and time again. But Danny Sturridge is a goal scoring machine. So yeah, he did look good. Vinny says, we've got no spanner. Na 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 na. Spanner, na 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 na. Is it Brian heading off as well? I think I'm seeing in the chat. Good night, Brian, mate, if you are. Okay, what else have we got? I think I'm going to do maybe 15 more minutes, guys, and then I'm going to head off for the night. But you guys know the last 10 minutes of the streams are always madness. What do you want to talk about tonight? What is going to be your subject for the last 10 minutes? Will we talk about other fans? Will we talk about Jose Mourinho? What do you guys want to talk about? Let us know. Last 10 minutes of the stream always is a bit of fun, bit of a laugh. We go kind of off the rails a little bit. Let us know what you want to talk about. But until then, we've got maybe, 5-6 minutes to go where we'll still talk Liverpool Football Club. Liam says, Origi, should we sell Craig or would you loan him? I'd sell him, buddy, if we could. He's in the last year of his contract, so loaning him wouldn't really be beneficial. It would just be kind of getting his wages off the books. But I don't think he's good enough for Liverpool Football Club, particularly, like, if you look at when he was bought, look at the quality of the team that we had when he was bought, and then look at where we are now. It's levels, mate, isn't it? And the players that we have now are just levels above Origi. And again, I hate to see any player's career just wasted away, not getting games. So for his sake as well, I think it is time for him to move on. Maybe go to another German or French club and really start to shine, because I think you see the best of Divock Origi when he hits 26, 27 years of age. He's fully filled out as a man. You may see a Drogba-esque style player in there, but for us, I just don't think so, buddy. I'd let him go personally. Vinnie Johnson says, how many subs will we have to pay to watch all the live games? I don't know what that means, buddy. If you're talking about the watch-alongs, we do absolutely all free. Everything we do is free. But I don't know if that was the question. Finn says, let's talk about Sandra. He's a prick. He insulted our LFC family. I think we've given enough time to that little prat, haven't we? And I don't want to get angry. I don't want to finish off this stream on an angry buzz, because that lad really does annoy me. Chris Carlson says, Craig, anything you need me to say to Pulisic on Sunday? You know, Chris, you know. Tell him where it's at. Tell him where the party is. Tell him to come over. I'd love me a bit of Christian Pulisic, I really would. Oh, he'd be the cherry on top of the pie. Absolutely, mate. I love Christian Pulisic. Just tell him where it's at. You know, he knows. He knows. Farwell says, jumping in the pool for the last 10 minutes of the stream. Have a great night, everyone. I'll have it on poolside. Probably can't try and respond. Lucky man. Enjoy yourself. Have a dip. Why not? Enjoy it. Great to have you on again. Scotty, and again, I'm trying to just say Scotty because I'm not reading out the entire name. Scotty says, to sign a keeper that's keeping Ederson out of the Brazilian team, he must be quality. He is, buddy. He really is. I watched him last season a lot because I really wanted us to bring in a quality keeper, and he seemed somebody that was genuinely gettable. I didn't think he'd perform as well as he did and get to the value that we've had to pay for him, but we have brought an amazing goalkeeper to the club, and what a day, what a day. Connor says, 2 subs, don't make me angry, guys, just hit the damn button. I don't know what you mean by 2 subs, Connor. If we're 2 subs away from something, or if we've only got 2 subs tonight, I don't know. But look, if you are watching the channel and you're enjoying the stream, as I always say, just take a moment. I mean, I don't know how many people are watching the stream live, but if you just take 1 second, hit that thumbs up, or if you haven't done so and you're a regular YouTube user, subscribe to the channel. You get all our content free, all our podcasts. I mean, the Transfer Talk podcast is up there already. And Connor, I believe, are we putting out? Maybe you can let me know in the chat. Are you putting out the ALISSON podcast as soon as we're finished on here? Because that's out on iTunes, Acast, Spotify, Castbox, every other damn podcast app you can think of. We put out the Welcome to Liverpool Football Club ALISSON podcast that we recorded before the stream. That one went out as well tonight. You'll get that 100% free. It's uploaded and ready to go actually on the YouTube channel. I think we're releasing it when this stream is over. So you'll get that. If you want more content, jump on there, have a listen to that. It was me, Chris, and Dave talking about ALISSON and what he's going to bring to Liverpool Football Club. So, you know what I mean? What more do you want for free? I mean, you can't argue with free. Just hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and become part of the solution, as it says there. Don't be a part of the problem. Be part of the motherfucking solution. Connor said the ALISSON pod is out already. Brilliant. There you go. It's out there. It's out there in the world. If you finish this stream, you want more content, you want to keep the ALISSON buzz going, then why not jump on? Listen to the podcast. I think if memory serves me correct, it's about 36, 38 minutes long, something like that. You've got 3 very happy chappies on there, obviously talking about the goalkeeper, and just give it a chance. I think you'll like it. If you like the content on here, then you'll like the podcasts. Or a little bit more in depth, probably the podcast, a little bit more laid back than on here, and we definitely don't curse as much as we do on here. But of course, us being us, there is the occasional swear word that creeps in. Craig says, loving that new kit, as am I, buddy. I was saying to Connor before, I was like a big child waiting for this kit since I ordered it, and I did get the Champions League badges on it as well, the L5 times and the respect on there, which is a great option actually from the club at this point. You can go on there and buy all these badges, and the little bonus is when you buy them with the European badges on it, you don't get the Western Union print on it, which is great. Didn't get a name and number on the back though, because I couldn't quite bring myself to be that childy. Is that the right word? Some people really get offended, by the way, when you put a name and number on a shirt as an adult. I don't know why, but yeah, I absolutely love the new kit. I have to say, it's really well made as well. Just looking at it, the LFC is embroidered, the New Balance is embroidered, obviously the 96 and the flames on the back is embroidered. Really nice shirt, and as I said before, it reminds me of my very first Liverpool shirt, which was the 89 candy grey one. It was the first shirt my dad ever bought me, and kind of what got me into Liverpool. And when I seen this shirt leaked earlier on in the season, I thought to myself, oh, that's it, I have to get that one. I hope that one's real, because that reminds me so much of my first shirt. And when it came out, I was on it like a flash. Connor let me know it was on sale, and straight away I was ordering it. Klopp Unit says, what's your Twitter, Craig? I'm not on Twitter anymore, mate. I gave up Twitter to concentrate on here because I was a Twitter addict, if I'm being honest. But the Anfield Agenda account, you can catch me on there, because occasionally from time to time I jump on there at Anfield Agenda. Connor's is at Conartist LFC. Cash's is at Cash Boyle. Tom is at Liverpool Truly, and I can't remember the other guys offhand. I do apologise, but yeah, I apologise, Klopp Unit, mate. I'm not on Twitter anymore. I left it to concentrate on running the channel on here. So, but do give the Anfield Agenda account a follow. 26,000 followers, I think, at this point. So obviously we're doing something right on there. We do post all our content links on there as well. Charlie runs that account a lot. Charlie, me and Connor kind of post things on there. It's good fun. Charlie's brilliant at putting out content. He's great at throwing out a little fishing rod and getting people from other clubs to bite. But it's good fun. Craig says, stand up and give us a twirl, get the top shown off. Not quite, mate, but I feel like a bit of a princess maybe if I stood up and did that, but I'm so happy with it. I'm like a little child. I absolutely love getting a new jersey, so yeah, delighted. And tomorrow night I'm going to wear my Diet Chav t-shirt, because that arrived today as well. See, I'm not just messing about this whole Diet Chav thing. I genuinely do want this to become something, so I bought myself a Diet Chav t-shirt, bought a couple of mugs as well, but they haven't arrived yet. There's one for me and one for Connor. Obviously I'm going to send one up to Connor when we get them. But yeah, it's all just fun for me, and this is great. Coming on here, having a laugh, chatting to you guys. I'm all over it. Aaron says, Tinky means TV subscriptions to watch every live game broadcasted in the UK, Ireland. You'll need Sky and BT. Yeah, you do. You need both, to be fair. Unfortunately, I have to pay for both as well. I've got a Sky subscription and a BT subscription, and you still don't get to watch every game, which isn't great. It's a pain in the ass, but it's all we can do over here in the UK and Ireland, to be fair. Thankfully, we do have a little advantage in Ireland over the UK in that we don't get that blocked 3 p.m. kickoff that they have in the UK. For some reason, there's still a blackout on the media showing any 3 p.m. kickoffs on a Saturday in England, which I think is mad. But thankfully, we don't have that rule here in Ireland. So occasionally, Sky do show games at 3 p.m. on a Saturday, and a lot of the time I get to catch Liverpool that way as well, which is great. Vinny says, we're at 162 thumbs up. That's absolutely class. Thank you guys so much. Connor, mate, I don't know if we got them subs that you wanted. I hope we did. Because I know that'll frustrate you if we didn't. What else have we got? Lots of people saying good night. I think Sarah's heading off as well. Sarah, good night to you if you are. Mickey Fryer says, do you think we'll sell more goalkeepers kits now? You know what we might do, mate? That's a good question. Have you seen the new goalkeepers kits this season? They're really fucking bright. I mean, really pink and really yellow. So it's going to be interesting to see the guys standing in those. You won't be able to miss them, but you probably will. You know what? I think there'll be a lot of young men out there, a lot of young ladies who see ALISSON coming in, who see how brilliant he's going to be, and they're going to want to emulate their hero. So yeah, we probably will sell more goalkeepers kits. Hassan says, Craig, I'm greedy and I want Fekir to complete the transfer masterpiece. I mean, so do I, buddy. I'm right with you. That would just be, as I said, filth is probably the right word I can use, but that would be almost the perfect transfer window, Hassan, mate, to bring in Nabil Fekir as well and not lose anybody, not lose any of our first team players or our regular players. So I'm right with you, mate. I hope that one happens. Craig says, yeah, I'm gonna get the new kit ordered ASAP. You really should, mate. You won't be disappointed. It's a very nice kit. I know some people don't like the geometric patterns on it, but for me, I love it. It just brings back memories of my first kit. I know I've said that before, but it genuinely does. Aaron says the rest of the games are shown on foreign channels, not shown in the UK and Ireland. I know, it's nuts, isn't it? Do you know what? That's a good thing we can talk about actually for the last 10 minutes. How crazy is it that in this day and age, you can't go on and buy a package to watch the team that you support in the UK and Ireland? I don't know if you can do it abroad. Maybe you guys can let me know. But still over here in the UK and Ireland, as Liverpool fans, as Manchester United fans, Everton fans, whoever the hell that you support, you can't just go on and buy a season package to follow the team that you support. It's absolutely madness. And I know it's so that the smaller, well, I say the smaller, let's say the smaller teams in the Premier League, I know it's so the revenue is shared out amongst them, but it still seems really unfair that you can't go and buy a package for the team you support. A guy that I know as well is big into the whole virtual reality and stuff, and can you imagine if we got to a point where you could have a couple of virtual reality cameras inside Anfield, maybe on the Kop, and we could all wear our virtual reality masks and we can live stream the game from these cameras straight into your virtual reality mask. So you can get the atmosphere, you can see exactly what those cameras are seeing with that view from the Kop. You can then go and buy merchandise and stuff from there as well. There's so many things that we can explore as a football club going forward. It just seems such a shame that the club can't do these things. I mean, to not be able to come on and buy, say, look, what is it, 200 quid for the year? Grand, there's my pass. Let me buy my Liverpool season ticket and get all the Liverpool games. It annoys the shit out of me when I can't find a game, when I have to go and get a dodgy stream or things like that, because nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to be having to find shitty streams and have them buffering every 10 minutes. And we want to get quality, we want to get TV quality content, and to not be able to do that and buy a package to follow the team that you support seems absolutely crazy to me. Mighty Lad says, gonna head off, deadly stream, Craig. Keep up the community on here. Good night, mate. Cheers. I tried to give you a thumbs up, but I went the wrong way. But cheers, mate. Thanks for coming on, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Paul says, glad the shirts are embroidered and not transfers. That was a big thing for me as well, Paul. When it came today, the first thing I did was grab it and start feeling it to see if it was embroidered. But it really is, and it's good quality as well. It's nice and heavy, so yeah, it's a good kit. It's a nice kit. It's a well-made kit. And it's one that I'm going to treasure. I really, really like this kit. I might even buy a spare one. Maybe when the season's coming to a close, just to have it and keep it up for the future. I never actually wear it, just keep it up. I have one from last year as well. I bought a kit last year that I'm just going to keep up as well because I just love it so much. I love that kit. El Chapo says anyone can get free streaming today. That's why. If you're talking about that's why we can't get the packages, it's not. It's because of Premier League rules that the clubs can't sell packages like that because they want to keep everybody getting the TV money, which is it's a fair. I understand that to an extent, but still, even as a fucking add-on, why can't you just go and buy those extra add-ons to get the packages to follow and watch the team that you support? It seems absolute madness to me. Good night, Sarah, as well. You are heading off. Good night, guys. Thanks for joining, Sarah. What else have we got? Connor's just lashing out ideas for people who want to watch it. Obviously, I can't call them out on here because I could get into a little bit of trouble. Connor says we should sell Anfield Agenda blue spanners. There's defo a t-shirt idea, Connor. Are you a blue spanner or something like that? There's defo an idea there for the Redbubble store for an L blue spanner t-shirt. We can come up with something a little bit more catchy than that, but yeah, why not? Blue spanners for everyone. Nathan says red spanners. You can't change the colour, unfortunately, buddy. I've asked Connor this before. Blue spanners are just the YouTube way, and there's no way we can change the colour. Damo says, Connor, you need to stick a red pin in for Bahrain in your inflatable globe. Nathan's heading off. He says goodbye, Anfield Agenda. Good night, mate. Thank you for joining the stream again. Really appreciate you dropping in. Raptor says, my cousin got some tickets today. Almost got the West Ham match, but nah, got chucked out of the queue. Damn it. Yeah, that was really shitty. I mean, every year we have two sales for members, and every year people are pissed off. Every year people are frustrated at the way the system goes. As you said, people get kicked out when they're queuing up on the streams. People have to take time off work to try and come in and get their tickets for the season because the way they sell them in two lots in the season, and my heart breaks for people that really want to try and get tickets and that miss out because of the shitty way the club set up the system. And for the club to come out today and apologise for an unprecedented what do they say, an unprecedented demand or something like that. I mean, come on, you guys know, they know how many members there are of the football club because they sell membership, so the club know exactly how many members they have, so the club can easily say to themselves, okay, well, we have X amount of members. Some of these members are obviously going to be using 2, 3, 4 devices to try and get their tickets. There's no way that a club with this amount of money behind it can't sort out a system better than the one that's there, because it's frustrating so many fans who are trying so hard to get tickets, because it's getting harder and harder and harder. The more successful the club gets, the harder it is to get tickets. It's the downside of success. And it is, on my heart breaks for people. I mean, I struggle to get tickets really badly. For me to get over to watch Liverpool, I usually try and get over 5 or 6 times a season. For me to get over there and get tickets to go over to a game, it usually costs me about, with the flights, a hotel for one night, and the match ticket, probably about 350 quid, maybe 400 quid before spending money. But getting the tickets for a game is an absolute nightmare. I mean, maybe you think we're on here, we've a channel and all that, we've got great contacts and we get loads of tickets. We don't. It's really, really hard for us, like anyone else, to get tickets. It's a fucking nightmare. And to anybody that was in the queue today, to anybody that did try and get the tickets, I hope you got sorted. I hope you did. If you didn't, again, apologies. I feel you. I get where you're coming from, but the club have to reevaluate this. And as Skipper Dog says as well, it's to get the money in 2 lump sums. Whatever, the old way was better. I mean, that's it. I mean, even for people to have to put out that much money, mate, like 2 sales a season. If people are trying to buy, let's say, even 6 lots of tickets in each half, or people want to go to every single game, that's a lot of money for people to have to put up in one go. So yeah, it is tough, it is shitty, and I hope they sort it out. Connor says, 1 more sub please, don't leave us hanging. So look, we're 1 sub away. If you're watching, Connor's gonna cry here at this point. Just hit that subscribe button, get Connor the 1 sub he needs to get the channel to where he wants it to get to, and give us a thumbs up as well while you're at it. But look, Connor's gonna cry, so just, if anybody is watching, they haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, just do so, because Connor's getting really upset here. Connor says, an alarm clock with blue spanners replacing the clock hands. Oh, you know, Connor, you know where it's at. The Raptor says, last year we couldn't get any tickets for the second half of the season because of the pull of the Europa League. We did all the home Europa League matches as well. Bastard. Yeah, I get you, mate. It's tough, isn't it? It really is tough. And as Scotty says there, we need a 100,000 seater stadium. Demand is huge. That's the thing. It is tough, isn't it? I mean, even if we did have 80,000 tickets, we'd probably still have the same issue with demand. It's tough. It's really, really tough. And I feel so much for people that try to get tickets, because it's getting near on impossible. And the touts that overcharge for the tickets and do this to make money off it, they're fucking scumbags as well. Stephen Dwyer says, good night, Craig. Great stream. Good night, Stephen, mate. Thanks for joining. And happy ALISSON Day to everybody. And to you as well, buddy. Right, what have we got? I am going to head off in 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Crosby says, now we're at 1,600 subscribers. Connor must be buzzing. That's brilliant. I mean, it doesn't seem that long ago that we hit 1,000. So to jump up to 1,600 in a couple of weeks, it's brilliant. Thank you guys so much. Do you know what else I noticed? We've had, in the last 28 days, our little Anfield Agenda channel has had over 900,000 minutes of watch time. 900,000. That's nearly 1 million minutes of watch time, which absolutely blew my mind. It's nuts. It's crazy, yeah. Nearly 1 million minutes of watch time of this bald idiot and the rest of us just coming on here rambling about Liverpool Football Club. Amazing. And thank you guys so much. Mickey Fryer says, we can grow Anfield to 75k. I think the problem, isn't it, we're getting past the 60,000 seater mark is that the infrastructure has to improve around the stadium, if memory serves me correct. So you need to have better transport facilities to get fans to and from the stadium. I don't know what else infrastructurally you need, but there are certain things the club have to do. So the club would have to work hand in hand with Liverpool City Council to tick all these boxes to get planning permission to make the stadium bigger and to be able to get that many fans to and from Anfield safely without kind of bombarding the residents and putting Anfield to a halt pretty much. Flatman says, I had subbed but couldn't find it, lol. Well then find it, buddy. Hit that subscribe button. Be part of the solution. You should have subscribed by now, Flatman. Come on. Sub. Hit it. Connor says, we've had nearly 3.5 years of watch time in the past 28 days. That's absolutely nuts. Thank you guys so much. From the bottom of all our hearts, thank you so much. I mean, we're going to hit 1 million minutes of watch time this month. We're going to hit 1 million minutes of watch time on this little channel. That is absolutely crazy. And it's only because of you guys. It's only because you guys take the time to come on and tune in, watch the content, interact with us, and just be absolute fucking legends. So thank you. Paul says, do you know what number he got? Alisson, somebody said 22 earlier on, but I think it's number 1, because somebody mentioned that Karius had taken the number 1 off his Instagram or something like that. So it will be interesting to see what number he did get. I hope it's 1. I mean, it's always great for a goalkeeper to have 1 if he's a starting keeper, isn't it? Charlie says, we're closest to 150,000 views on the channel as well. That's nuts. Absolute madness. Flatman says, not here, Craig. It was at the Raptor YouTube channel. Sorry, mate. Sorry. I was thinking you'd subbed here from day 1. Yeah, because you were here from day 1. So I was amazed if you hadn't subbed already. As he says, would you try Solanke out for a short-term loan, or would you send him out, for a short-term loan? It's tough. In one sense, mate, yes, I completely agree that a loan would most certainly help him out. What I'd like to see is Daniel Sturridge getting through the pre-season, because for me it would all hinge on Danny Sturridge. If Danny Sturridge can prove his fitness and get through the pre-season, I think sending Dominic Solanke out on loan might be a good thing to get game time. I probably would have the clause in there that the club could bring him back if we needed because of injuries or something, but yeah, maybe somewhere like a Fulham would be brilliant for him, maybe to go and get experience. Good show. I mean, it definitely will benefit the guy, and I think Dominic Solanke does have a good future ahead of him. I mean, it's great to see him get the goal at the end of last season that he hadn't got, but it's a good show, and it'll be interesting to see what does happen, because Klopp did say that the last couple of weeks of this window, players will start going out as he begins to get a picture in his mind of who he wants to bring forward into this season. Connor says that he's got AB1 on his gloves in the video, so yeah, there's a big hint. Alisson Becker 1 on his gloves, so maybe it is number 1. Craig says, do we all have to take our hats off to FSG for what they've achieved and done in the past 3 years? As during the Rodgers tenure, I was always sceptical. You weren't the only one, mate. There was a lot of fans that were unsure about what was going on. There was obviously some idiots that were going completely too far, and that whole FSG out nonsense was bullshit. But people were absolutely right to have questions. I mean, you want the best for the club. I completely understand that. I had questions. I had doubts. I know Tom had certainly a lot of reservations as well. But as you've rightly said, they've gone the right direction. They've increased the value of the club. They've increased the main stand. They're looking at doing the Annie Road end. They brought us Jurgen Klopp. Look at the team that we're building now. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, we're definitely going in the right direction. AGT says Liverpool to win the Premier League and the Champions League. Mate, I hope we win the Premier League so much. I really do. I hope we hit the ground running and make a real good push at it, because that's what I want more than anything in the world. El Chapo says, good night everybody, love you, no homo stuff. Good night buddy, love you too, and thanks for joining the stream. And Connor says, there's also a gif of him putting one finger up, probably means he's number 1 too. Do you know what, guys? It's been, 2 hours and 40 minutes. I think I'm getting really fucking tired. But just before we go, I did say it earlier on. If you want to help us keep this channel growing, you want to support the channel and help us get that website built so we can do more stuff for you guys, there is 2 ways you can do it. You can jump on to patreon.com and sign up there to become a patron of Anfield Agenda. Patreon.com/Anfield Agenda. I know Connor's there in the chat, so I'm going to ask him if he can just whack it in the chat here as well. You can go on to PayPal. You can send money to Anfield Agenda at paypal.com. And there's also paypal.me/Talk of the Terrorists. But as I said before, we want to be completely upfront. Any money that we do bring in is going completely to build up the channel, to build our website. It's not going in our pockets. We're not looking to make a living off this. We're just looking to build something impressive, something brilliant that we can all be a part of. And on that, guys, I'm going to say goodnight because I'm absolutely knackered. It's been a busy night. It's been an amazing day. Alisson Becker Day. A day that I never thought was going to happen. A day where we have finally ticked the box that we've needed ticking for many years. And what a time to be a Red. What a time to be alive. Good night to everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks for Connor for putting the links in there in the stream as well to Patreon and PayPal. Thank you to you guys for everything. And I'm going to say what I always say when I end these streams. And tonight it just seems more fitting than ever. Up the motherfucking Reds.